After eavesdropping, I found out that the cold-faced professor actually has a love brain. How about I drive instead? At this pace, walking might be faster. There had already been 4 or 5 honks from the cars behind them. Zhou Ruohan turned her head to glance at him, her eyes carrying a strange hint of grievance. Her voice was pleasant but distant and cold. Sorry, I think I'm not feeling well. Eventually, they did switch seats. The car finally moved at a normal speed. Jiang Lin sensed the awkward atmosphere and tried to break the silence. Divorce won't affect you much, right? His wife was young, just 26, but she had skipped grades thanks to her brilliance and was already a professor in City B. Yes, a real professor, one who supervised students. She was seriously impressive. Jiang Lin still believed their marriage was just dumb luck on his part. But luck doesn't last forever. I mean, they were on their way to get divorced. Zhou Ruohan's long lashes trembled slightly at his question. She replied in a calm tone. It won't make a big difference. But in our circle, there's an unspoken rule: there's no such thing as divorce, only widowhood. A chill ran down Jiang Lin's spine. That sounded ominous. My parents divorced too. Jiang Lin hesitated. They are professors as well, and it didn't seem that serious. Zhou Ruohan gave him a glance and replied flatly, that's just a small group. Some prefer chasing their spouse all their way to the crematorium. Boo-hoo-hoo. That's me. If my husband divorces me, I'll set myself on fire at the crematorium. Jiang Lin blinked. Did he just hear something weird? He checked the rearview mirror with suspicion. Zhou Ruohan was still expressionless, staring out the window. Everything seemed normal. Was he imagining things from overwork? Just as Jiang Lin was deciding to get some rest after the divorce formalities, he suddenly heard a dramatic wailing inside his head, like a mini train engine going woo-woo-woo. And that voice, it was unmistakably Zhou Ruohan's. Why does hubby want to divorce me? Is it because I got ugly? Damn that school. Too many experiments lately. I don't want a divorce. Can I say I feel sick or something? Or tilde. Don't leave me, hubby. I'm a fair-skinned, long-legged beauty. No one would ever return someone like me if they found me. How can you bear to do this to me, hubby? Without hubby, I'll just cry alone in the cold lab. I don't want a cold lab. I want hubby's hugs. Boo-hoo-hoo, I'm so miserable tilde. I'm gonna look up the crematorium's number later. No amount of money or experiments can make me happy again. I'll be crying alone in a giant empty mansion. I'm so pitiful, boo-hoo tilde. Jiang Lin. He glanced again at the cold, emotionless face of Zhou Ruohan in the passenger seat. This couldn't be a hallucination, right? Was he actually hearing her inner thoughts? Her lips definitely hadn't moved. As if sensing something, Zhou Ruohan suddenly turned to him and lightly pressed her hand to her forehead. I'm really not feeling well today. Can we postpone the divorce? You can do it, Ruohan. You finally said it. Hubby, say yes. Let us go home. No more divorce. How am I supposed to live without hubby? I can be clingy, sweet, sexy, or cool. Black stockings, white stockings, fishnets, whatever hubby likes, I can do it. Jiang Lin was starting to feel overwhelmed. Yep. That was definitely her inner voice. After a moment's hesitation, he asked. So, shall we go home for today? She visibly perked up, but still kept her expression composed. Okay. Jiang Lin felt he really needed to figure out what the hell was going on. Seeing that he hadn't turned the car around yet. And the Civil Affairs Bureau was right up ahead. Zhou Ruohan grew anxious and couldn't hold back. Aren't we going home? Jiang Lin raised a brow and looked at the bureau ahead. All right. Let us go home. He made a U-turn. As the Civil Affairs Bureau grew smaller and smaller in the rearview mirror, Zhou Ruohan visibly relaxed, and Jiang Lin listened to her humming a happy tune all their way back. And she just kept calling him hubby in her mind over and over again. Only then did Jiang Lin realize. He didn't know his wife at all. A cold, distant professor. Who was this inner monologue chatterbox humming like a happy hamster? Once home, the two of them entered the house like usual, one after the other. I'm not feeling great. I'll head to the bedroom first, Zhou Ruohan said, then turned and went upstairs. But Jiang Lin still heard it. Gotta look up how to coax hubby online. Oh right, my stockings. Which ones should I pick? How do I accidentally walk past him wearing them? So annoying. Why does hubby like those cold, aloof ice queens? HMPH. Can't he like someone like me? I'm cute. I'm passionate. I only get mad for like 3 seconds before coaxing hubby again tilde he tilde. Jiang Lin. Wait a second. Who said he liked cold, aloof girls? That's just plain slander. And honestly, he was starting to feel like he didn't understand Zhou Ruohan at all. They had met through a blind date 2 years ago. Back then, she had just returned from abroad, and his parents had been pestering him non-stop. He thought it'd just be a formality. But truth be told, he was smitten at first sight. She wore a red dress that day, looking flawless and ethereal. Cold and elegant, with that big sister aura. He really liked her. Yes, he was shallow. But a good first impression went a long way. Her slightly cold demeanor wasn't a deal-breaker for him. After a few more dates, Zhou Ruohan suddenly said her family was pressuring her too, and asked if they could just get the marriage license already. She even handed him her resume and health report. She almost showed him her property certificates, too. Jiang Lin hesitated for just 1 day. And the next day, they got married. It was a classic flash marriage. They agreed to develop feelings slowly after marriage. But they were both always busy. And Zhou Ruohan, she really was a bit cold. Jiang Lin worked late a lot, and they barely spoke at home. To be honest, they were more like roommates than a married couple. They even slept in separate rooms from the start. Chapter 2, My chest feels tight, can you massage it for me? As for why they were getting divorced, Jiang Lin simply felt that they were both still young. They had been married for 2 years already, yet always treated each other with the courtesy of ice. With a whole lifetime ahead of them, was there really a need to live like this? What made things worse was that he'd heard Zhou Ruohan had a crush on an upperclassman back in high school. If she didn't still have feelings for anyone, Jiang Lin thought maybe they could try changing the way they got along. But if she did still have someone in her heart, then what was the point? So, he brought up divorce. Back then, Zhou Ruohan had only paused for a second before calmly saying, "Okay. Let us find a time." Then she walked off. For the next few days, she stayed in the faculty dorms, and he didn't even get a chance to see her. They didn't meet again until today, when they had planned to go finalize the divorce, and that's when Jiang Lin realized he might be able to hear her inner thoughts. Honestly, the stark contrast made Jiang Lin suddenly very interested in Zhou Ruohan. Of course, the biggest shock was her tone of voice. She didn't sound like someone completely indifferent to him at all. Jiang Lin had a feeling that there might be some huge misunderstanding between them. Unfortunately, Zhou Ruohan didn't leave her room for the entire afternoon, and with the distance, he couldn't hear her inner voice anymore. That evening, Jiang Lin had dinner with a client, so he knocked on Zhou Ruohan's door in the afternoon to tell her he'd be out. What he got in return was a cool, "okay." But inside her heart, the sobbing began again. "Hubby has had dinner with me, and forever he's always meeting clients. But that's his job. He probably likes obedient, understanding wives. Is he divorcing me because I'm not thoughtful enough?" Sob, my eyes are so swollen from crying. I need to put ice on them later. Jiang Lin, what? She has been crying? He felt all sorts of complicated emotions well up inside him. After all, his impression of Zhou Ruohan had always been that of a cold, aloof professor. That calm, abstinent aura like a goddess untouchable by worldly desires. It had never occurred to him that, inside, she was a soft little crybaby who whined and whimpered non-stop. His client meeting that evening had been arranged in advance, so he couldn't skip it. But he returned home fairly early. His client didn't try to drag things out, either. Jiang Lin's parents were both retired professors. He had an older sister working in research. Jiang Lin was the late life baby of the family. So growing up, he had quite a bit of freedom. Among a household of cultured intellectuals, Jiang Lin became the black sheep businessman reeking of capitalism. Back then, his parents insisted he marry a teacher or someone in academia. He resisted the idea at first. Intellectuals still need to eat, right? What else with looking down on money? He'd gone to that blind date completely unwillingly only to be immediately smitten at first sight. He really did end up marrying a professor. With that thought, Jiang Lin sighed. He had just stepped out of the shower. The alcohol from dinner left his head a bit fuzzy. The real question now, were they still getting a divorce or not? He had always been someone who didn't like to drag things out. Before going through with the divorce, he felt it was necessary to have a proper talk with Zhou Ruohan to understand what she truly felt. But if she really did have lingering feelings for that high school crush, Jiang Lin wouldn't he be able to stand it? Everyone has a crush or two when they're young. That's normal. But being married and still carrying a torch for someone else? Absolutely not acceptable. And Zhou Ruohan had once claimed she never dated in school because she was too busy studying. Thinking back, maybe things with that senior never went anywhere. Great. Now she was a full-blown, white moonlight fantasy. Just then, there was a knock at the door. Snapping back to reality, Jiang Lin sat up in bed. Come in. What kind of married couple still acted like strangers after 2 years? As he looked up, the door opened, and there Zhou Ruohan stood. She had clearly just showered. Her long, wavy hair was still damp and draped over her shoulders. Her bare face was smooth and beautiful. Those usually sharp, upturned eyes now looked downcast, almost delicate and pitiable. She was already pretty, but now, she looked heartbreakingly soft. She wore a black silk nightgown, not exactly revealing, but definitely form-fitting, emphasizing her ample chest, slim waist, and long legs. Their hem wasn't too short, but her long legs made it right up to above the knees. Her exposed legs were pale and smooth. She did look amazing in stockings. Jiang Lin mentally slapped himself. Get your mind out of the gutter. Why are you thinking about stockings? Is something wrong? He asked, awkwardly looking away. It was mostly her inner voice from that morning messing with his head. Now, late at night, alone in a room, it was hard not to think about stockings. And heat. And friction. I mean, he was a normal guy. And she was his wife. Having slightly lewd thoughts, wasn't he out of line, right? I'm still not feeling very well, could you check on me? Zhou Ruohan said. Her voice had lost its coldness, replaced with an awkward shyness. Hubby, please don't reject me. I'll seriously cry. I've been preparing all night, doing mental prep work all evening. Jiang Lin watched as she slowly approached. She wasn't even that close yet, and her face was already flushed red. Looking up at her from this angle, the view was quite nice. I'm not a doctor. If you're really feeling unwell, I can take you to the hospital, he said, about to get up. But a soft, pale hand pressed down on his shoulder firmly. No need. I know what it is. It's just that. What do I even say? Hubby, stop looking at me like that, my heart's gonna explode. I'm so nervous. He is so handsome, he. Jiang Lin. Maybe it was the chaos in her head. Or maybe she was just too nervous. Either way, Jiang Lin heard her blurt out, Hubby, my chest feels tight. Can you massage it for me? Her voice had lost all coldness, soft, sweet, even a little coquettish at the end. For a moment, even though two people were in the room, it fell completely silent. Jiang Lin could even hear her inner voice pause. The air seemed to freeze. The next second, he saw Zhou Ruohan's face turn bright red, her lips pressed tightly together in embarrassment. But inside her head, it was nothing but R. It was so loud. He felt like he was going deaf. Finally, he spoke, your chest feels tight. And no, that's not. Zhou Ruohan was practically crying inside. She wanted to punish herself with 2 shots of shame. How did I end up saying that out loud? That was just a little daydream. She definitely hadn't meant to say it out loud. Jiang Lin just stared at her, waiting for her to explain. Or make up an excuse. Anything. Then suddenly she grabbed his hand and placed it over her chest, softly biting her lip. No, I mean, yes, it is chest tightness. If you massage it, I'll feel better. Her voice grew smaller and smaller. But her inner monologue only got louder. Be bold. Fortune favors the brave. You already asked. Go get him, Zhu Xiaohan. You got this. Jiang Lin. His hand, resting on her chest, involuntarily twitched. Chapter 3. Don't tell me, it's really soft. Jiang Lin assured that this was truly an instinctive reaction and he did not think much of being a hooligan at first. But this, you really have to admit, it is indeed a bit soft. Zhou Ruohan probably didn't think too much about it, so when she pushed his hand upwards, it was a little off-center. Of course, it is also possible that she did it on purpose. After all, no matter how Jiang Lin looked at her now, he felt that she was seducing him, right? But this softness that is within reach, if this is a test from the organization, then Jiang Lin can only say that he is not someone who can stand the test. After being pressed unconsciously by Jiang Lin, Zhou Ruohan, who was standing, seemed to have all her exposed skin covered with a layer of powder. I remember that you can take Xiaoyao pills if you feel chest tightness. Jiang Lin wanted to stand up awkwardly, and his posture was not very natural. The main thing was that their postures were very ambiguous at the moment. Zhou Ruohan reached out and took his hand and pressed it against her chest. Still leaning forward, in this position, Jiang Lin looked at the rolling snow-capped mountains. Really, he was a little polite, not to mention her snow-white skin dyed pink, and the touch of his hands. I'm sorry, organization, I really can't stand it anymore. He doesn't even have the heart to listen to the messy thoughts of the person in front of him. But Zhou Ruohan has come this far, so it is impossible for her to give up halfway. Seeing Jiang Lin was about to get up, she reflexively reached out and held Jiang Lin down, but she might not have been able to control the strength, and one of Jiang Lin's hands was already pressed against her chest. I just felt that my lower body was unstable when I was about to stand up, and I was pushed hard by someone. Then the next moment I fell on the bed, and with him followed the soft body of a girl with the fragrance of flowers and fruits. Jiang Lin was shocked hundreds of times that night, and his mind, which had been a little confused due to drinking, became clear now. He suddenly raised his head, but because of his posture, he buried his face directly into some soft snow mountain. Jiang Lin. All I saw was black cloth, and her jade-like skin was stained with rouge, which was very beautiful and attractive. The tip of my nose could touch the softness, as did my cheeks, and the full scent of flowers and fruits slowly filled my nasal cavity. The person who is pressing on you may be nervous, so his breathing and heartbeat are quick. His breath carried the scent of her body through his nostrils. How can I describe this feeling? Jiang Lin felt as if he had lost his soul and everything became unnatural. The air seemed to freeze, and there seemed to be a lot more ambiguous atmosphere. I was thinking in my mind whether I could do anything. Is it possible to do something like that after drinking? No, after all, this guy is a professor and he still has some basic common sense. Besides, he just took a shower, does he still smell like beer? Zhou Ruohan naturally felt something, and was pressed down by her accidentally. This action made them even closer. Both of them had just finished taking a shower. The scent of their shower gels was different, but they seemed very harmonious when entangled together. Summer pajamas are thin to begin with, and they are so close together that there is not much difference between having two thin layers of clothes or not. At least they can clearly feel each other's heartbeat and body temperature. My husband seems to have abdominal muscles tilde I accidentally saw them before, and they look like six-pack tilde I'm so shy tilde. I have been doing good deeds all my life, I am not greedy for money and I don't do evil. So what if I am a little bit lustful? Shashasha. It wouldn't be too much if I took the opportunity to touch his abs, right? His buried his chest tilde. Jiang Lin's eyes, which had been empty at first, finally moved around, and his face turned red because of her repeated, lewd remarks. He reached out and held down her hand that was about to touch their waists and abdomens. Why don't you get up first? I'm also feeling a little chest tight, because I'm being pressed. As he spoke he could still feel his lips touching the soft skin of her breast. Then I saw her skin getting even redder. Why does it turn red when touched? She is a wild girl at heart but she gets shy so easily. This contrast made Jiang Lin feel that it was really cute. As expected, Zhou Ruohan only dared to be wild in her heart. As soon as Jiang Lin opened his mouth, she hurriedly supported herself on the bed behind him and prepared to get up, repeating the word, I'm sorry, all the time. At this moment, he no longer had the aloof look he had in the past. The two of them were originally in an overlapping position, and Zhou Ruohan was probably really anxious, and she felt her hands and feet starting to go weak. And did Jiang Lin kiss her breast just now? So shy. Mainly because she felt even more shy when she thought about it. I felt my whole body starting to go limp. Seeing her like this, Jiang Lin could only lend her a hand. Originally I was supporting his shoulders, but this posture is a bit awkward. I don't know how I ended up holding her waist, and my first impression was that her waist was really thin. Then the next feeling. I didn't have time to feel it, because this waist may not be touched. The man who was about to stand up stiffened for a moment when Jiang Lin touched his waist, and then he softened the next moment and fell back on him. Jiang Lin was completely stunned. His hands were still on her waist, but she suddenly fell limply on top of him. The two of them stuck together again. Jiang Lin hadn't had time to calm down yet, he was hit again by this soft body. He is numb. No, if you do this, it's really hard for me to doubt that you didn't do it on purpose. Jiang Lin's voice was filled with helplessness. Then the person who hit him reached out and pulled his hands apart. He felt her hands shaking a little, and her voice was trembling. No, my waist can't be touched casually. Her voice got lower and lower. It's a little sensitive. No, isn't this a bit sensitive? Jiang Lin suddenly remembered that they had been getting along quite harmoniously for a while after they got their marriage certificate. They both agreed that after getting married they would slowly get to know each other and take the next step. Then one time when they were out to eat together, Jiang Lin met a friend, and when he went up to say hello, he put his arm around her waist. As a result, her whole body suddenly stiffened, the smile on her face faded, and she glanced at Jiang Lin. Jiang Lin could naturally see and feel all of this. At that time he thought that his action was imprudent, so he quickly withdrew his hand. Later, there were several times when he accidentally touched her waist, and her reaction was always stiff and her expression turned cold. Gradually, Jiang Lin began to suspect that she actually didn't like his touch. Everyone has hobbies and the like. Just like Jiang Lin, he indeed prefers girls with nice waistlines. So Zhou Ruohan's reaction was quite hurtful to him, and the two of them had less physical contact afterwards. Now it seems like a misunderstanding. He lowered his eyes and looked at Zhou Ruohan, whose face was flushed and who dared not look at him, but who held his wrist firmly to prevent him from touching her waist again. What to do? Knowing that her waist was sensitive, he became even more excited. Seems a bit perverted. Chapter 4 Humph, I don't want to talk to my husband about anything except love. Jiang Lin felt that he was a bit abnormal, and he couldn't think about it too much. The more he thought about it, the more excited he became. So in the end he basically held her waist and lifted up the whole limp person. Zhou Ruohan was lifted up by him with a red face and a confused look on her face. Then he put her on the other side of the bed like a doll. Jiang Lin looked at the wrinkles on her nightgown, the innocent look on her face as she sat on his bed. The first thought that came to my mind was, oh, she was sitting on my bed, and I didn't actually mind it. Jiang Lin is a very easygoing person, but he has a small problem. He has always felt that the bed is a very private thing. You can't sit anywhere you want. When I was a child, I even had a fight with a relative's child because the child lay on my bed to eat. Later, everyone who knew Jiang Lin knew that he had a problem. He couldn't touch the bed casually, otherwise no matter how powerful you were, it would be useless. But at this moment, seeing Zhou Ruohan sitting on his bed with a red face, Jiang Lin unexpectedly did not feel uncomfortable. He sighed, "Come out, we'll talk." 3 minutes later, the two were sitting on the sofa facing each other. Zhou Ruohan adjusted her nightgown and put on her frameless glasses. Her expression was cold, but the redness on her face had not faded yet. At this moment, she looked at Jiang Lin with a cold face, waiting for him to speak. Of course, this is just a cold surface, but in fact, in my heart. What to talk about? What to talk about? Humph. I don't want to talk to my husband about anything except love. The last time he wanted to talk to me was about divorce. Woo 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 tilde. Jiang Lin certainly wasn't here to have a relationship with her, although looking at how adorable his wife was, it wasn't impossible for him to have a relationship with her. But it seems like that's not the point right now. The key point is that he can hear Zhou Ruohan's thoughts at this time, and her inexplicable attitude. Jiang Lin didn't think that after they had been married for more than 2 years, she would realize that she liked him before they were about to divorce. Her sudden change was too fast. No matter how he looked at what happened tonight, he felt it was seduction. If that's the case, the misunderstanding between them is much more than an ordinary one. Not sure, let us wait and see. Jiang Lin said, I said I wanted a divorce before, and you agreed because you also knew that there were problems in our marriage, right? Her expression remained unchanged as she said, I don't think there is any problem between us. Everything we do is as we agreed before. I'm not sure why you want a divorce, but I always respect your choice. After saying that, she stretched out her slender and beautiful hand and gently pushed the glasses on her face. She is intellectual, graceful, and inexplicably alluring. If she hadn't been sobbing in her heart, breaking the atmosphere of the scene. Why does my husband want a divorce? Woo tilde, does he have a favorite woman outside? Which vixen is it? Is she prettier than me? Is she more educated than me? Is she more intellectual and cold than me? Woo tilde, even though I was pretending, I pretended very well. Which vixen stole my husband? I heard that series of Woo and my husband. Jiang Lin felt as if his temples were being tightened, which was undoubtedly the same feeling as noise pollution. Who understands? The wife who appears to be aloof and quiet actually keeps talking inside and seems to be a chatterbox. Is this what it means to get 2 for 1? But Jiang Lin's head was buzzing so much from the noise that he couldn't think. He couldn't help but say, "Shut up first." Then the world suddenly became quiet. Jiang Lin found something was wrong. He looked up at the person opposite him. Zhou Ruohan's eyes were filled with grievance, and she pursed her lips and whispered, "I'm not talking anymore." Then the next moment my heart started again. My husband is so fierce. But is so handsome when he's fierce. I want to kneel down and call him master. Hey, Zhou Ruohan, you're so perverted. But if it's my husband, it's not impossible, right? Jiang Lin. No, he was a little confused. How could he have such a hobby? At this moment, Jiang Lin was shocked and speechless again. After all, the image of a cool goddess professor that I thought of myself as collapsed too quickly within one day. At this moment, Zhou Ruohan felt very nervous as she saw Jiang Lin looking at her expressionlessly. I was wondering if I was too impatient tonight and exposed something? Otherwise, why is something wrong with her husband tonight? But how can I not be anxious? If I am not anxious, I will get divorced. Jiang Lin finally spoke up to interrupt her wild thoughts, and first explained that his desire for divorce had nothing to do with the vixen. I just want to talk to you about the problems between us today. I mentioned divorce before we got married. If we have been together for a few years and there is still no spark between us, or if one of us meets someone else we like, we will divorce. When I mentioned it, I thought you agreed so quickly because you knew there was no spark between us. And you still have a white moonlight in your heart. Zhou Ruohan's expression became even colder. There was something hidden in her eyes, which her glasses helped to hide a little. So you mean that you have someone in your heart? Or, you don't have any sparks in your heart for me? Woo, the sparks that have been created one-sidedly are about to burn me? My husband doesn't feel it yet. How pitiful, a beautiful woman, Zhou Ruohan, you have no charm at all, woo tilde. Jiang Lin sighed, I thought you didn't have any feelings for me. I don't have anyone in my heart. I've been busy with work these past 2 years. I thought you would get tired of this dull relationship between us. He paused. After all, you didn't object to my previous divorce, and I heard that you liked a senior in high school. As he mentioned the senior, the cold mask of the person sitting in front of him seemed to crack instantly. The redness that had already faded began to spread again from the neck and spread upwards to the face. This made Jiang Lin forget what to say next. The spark of hesitation and hope that had just ignited in my heart seemed to be extinguished in an instant. It's really hard to convince myself with this kind of reaction that Zhou Ruohan no longer has anyone in her heart. Jiang Lin sighed and looked away. If you have someone in your heart, there's no need to keep forcing yourself with me. I may not be able to accept that my wife has another man in her heart. Another man? Zhou Ruohan's face was originally blushing, and she was stunned when she heard this. At first she thought he knew her little secret, so she thought she was a little abnormal and wanted to divorce him. Why does something seem wrong now? Honey. Why can't you accept that the senior in my heart is you? Otherwise, I will just let it go. I'm shy. Should I take this opportunity to confess my feelings? Is it appropriate? I should have worn my pajamas a little sexier. Chapter 5 The White Moonlight in My Heart, is it me? Jiang Lin was completely speechless now. I just need to digest it. Why does she mean that the senior is him? Jiang Lin is 2 years older than Zhou Ruohan. He is 28 years old this year. Zhou Ruohan is studying at a university abroad. So the two of them definitely didn't go to the same university. Seniors, that would be junior high school or high school. But Jiang Lin looked at Zhou Ruohan's face and thought that she must have been very pretty when she was a child. It's impossible that I have no impression at all. He was about to ask when he saw Zhou Ruohan standing up. At this time, one of them was sitting and the other was standing, and Jiang Lin couldn't avoid seeing their white and slender long legs at a glance. I was distracted for a moment, and then I heard her say, "It's not that I didn't react when you mentioned divorce before, it's that there was a small problem with the experiment at school, so I have to go back to work overtime. As for that senior, it's in the past." She put her hands at her side and trembled slightly. "I am indeed feeling a little unwell today. I think we can talk about this problem later. What do you think? For example, let's make an appointment to have a good talk. It's well organized and gives off a somewhat cold illusion. But some people appear cold on the outside but are actually crying in their hearts, saying that they cannot be honest with themselves because it is too embarrassing. You have to find a suitable time to say it." Jiang Lin felt that sometimes girls really had a lot of these inexplicable baggage. He didn't understand, but he respected. And he also needs time to sort out their messy relationship. At least what we know now is that the senior that Zhou Ruohan likes in her heart should be him. Although he didn't remember meeting her. But that doesn't matter. The important thing is that he received a lot of information today and he needs time to sort it out. Jiang Lin nodded. "How about 3 days later? I have to go on a business trip tomorrow." He is not the kind of person who likes to put things off. But Zhou Ruohan probably didn't want to talk today, and he also needed time to sort things out. "So let's just calm down first and then set a time to talk next time." Zhou Ruohan hummed, then looked at Jiang Lin through the lenses and whispered, "Then I'll go back and rest first. Good night." Jiang Lin also said good night and looked at Zhou Ruohan, who looked calm but was screaming in her heart, and slowly walked back to the room. He leaned back on the sofa with empty eyes. That whole night, no, what happened throughout the whole day was too magical. He felt like he was dreaming from the moment he could hear Zhou Ruohan's inner voice. But when he went out he couldn't hear anyone else. He originally thought it was a brief hallucination, until Zhou Ruohan appeared in front of him again and their voice appeared again. Jiang Lin covered his face with his hands. Should I go see a psychiatrist? Is all this true or false? The voice of someone calling her husband, is really sweet. Jiang Lin's mind inevitably thought of the slender waist that he could feel by holding it, and the soft body with fragrance that fell on him. Fuck. Jiang Lin cursed in a low voice, let go of his hand and looked at himself. Then I decided to take another shower. At this time, Zhou Ruohan was rolling around wildly on the bed. I felt my whole body getting hot. The big peach doll she was holding covered her mouth, suppressing her desire to scream. Just now. The beauty trap that I had planned to use in one go had an unexpected outcome and failed. But she could clearly feel Jiang Lin's reaction. Besides, does he know that I have been secretly in love with him for many years? Thinking of this, she couldn't help but cover her face in embarrassment. But soon Zhou Ruohan felt something was wrong. She sat up suddenly, with a hint of hesitation and confusion in her beautiful peach blossom eyes, and whispered, "That's not right. If Jiang Lin knew that the senior I like is him, he wouldn't say he minded that someone in my heart wanted to get a divorce." She couldn't help but frown, and how did he know this? I was attracted to Jiang Lin when I first met him in the 3rd grade of junior high school. He was only a freshman in high school that year. But Zhou Ruohan was too young at that time. She was smart since she was young, and her IQ was much higher than her peers. While her peers were in the 1st grade, she had skipped a grade and was in the 3rd grade. In fact, not only does she have a high IQ, she also has a high EQ. But such children are still easy to be bullied. It was after school when Zhou Ruohan was stopped by several students from the neighboring school. Jiang Lin, who was passing by, walked in and said, "Hey, why are there still people bullying children?" He looked pretty fierce at that time. In the end, those students left cursing. Jiang Lin turned his head and glanced at her. He probably thought she was cute and reached out to ruffle her hair. "Which elementary school kid are you from? Why did you come here after school? Do you see there's a technical school over there? The brothers and sisters there are very fierce. Don't come here alone in the future." He paused. "Hey? Should I take you to the police station? Or does your phone watch call your parents?" Zhou Ruohan was stunned for a moment, and looked down at her school uniform. Was this really her junior high school uniform? She is now in the 3rd grade. A few boys came over from the alley and shouted, "Jiang Lin! What are you doing? Are you going to play basketball?" Jiang Lin turned around and responded, "You guys go first, I'll be there in a bit. I think I found a little kid. I'll take him to the police station first." Those boys laughed at him and said he was aiming for the title of 3 good students. Jiang Lin also smiled good-temperedly, without any of the ferocity he had just shown. In the end, Zhou Ruohan didn't know why, but she remembered his name and followed him obediently to the police station to wait for her parents. When he arrived at the police station, he handed Zhou Ruohan over to the police officer and left shortly afterwards, rushing to play ball with classmates. From that day on, Zhou Ruohan remembered the boy named Jiang Lin. But it was obvious that he had no impression of me at all. Was I really that insignificant? Zhou Ruohan felt a little discouraged when she thought of this. She took out her phone and started texting her bestie, "Didn't you say you found out that he likes the type that's aloof, quiet, and intellectual? I've been pretending for 2 years, why doesn't he like me anyway? He wants to divorce me QAQ. My best friend Kumengyun quickly replied with 6 points. "Baby, I think your original personality makes me more like you. I have long said that this news may not be reliable. So are you really divorced?" "Not really." Zhou Ruohan blinked her eyes, her long eyelashes fluttering, and replied, "No, I said I was not feeling well so I didn't get a divorce, and I came back halfway." She looked at the few words the other person was typing. "Then he typed, then I just went to seduce him without knowing what was going on in my mind. As a result, you can see that I am still chatting with you. As you can imagine, I failed." Kumengyun on the other side of the phone. She looked at the message in shock, then replied with shaking hands, "Either he's not good enough, or you're not sexy enough. There's no way you can fail." Chapter 6. He must cure her of her duplicity. Kumengyun was sincere in saying these things. That was Zhou Ruohan, with that pretty face and that pretty figure. If she just smiled, those brats in the university would want to chase after her without doing anything. Joking aside, now they are all secretly saying that the goddess is cold but really beautiful. But the news about his type came from his good friend Yu Sungziki, so it shouldn't be wrong. Kumengyun's tone was a little hesitant. Zhou Ruohan was lying on her stomach, feeling a little unhappy. And he even asked me today if I had liked a senior for a long time. He didn't want his wife to have someone else in her heart, so he wanted to divorce me. But there was no one else. It had always been him. Kumengyun was stunned for a moment, and sneered, "Wouldn't it take 365 chapters to write this in a female-oriented domineering novel?" Zhou Ruohan said without thinking, "That's impossible. I made an appointment with him. We'll have a good talk in 3 days when he comes back from his business trip. I can't pretend anymore. I'm sobbing. I've seduced him. I'd better stop pretending, right?" Her voice was low and a little disappointed. "If he really doesn't like me the way I am, I can't pretend forever." Jiang Lin was unaware of her worries because he went to rest after sending out the work arrangements. Jiang Lin is 28 years old this year. His company is a comics company. He started it with his college classmate, but the classmate suddenly ran away and quit. At the age of 24, Jiang Lin spent a lot of time in the studio, and then he gradually got better. Because of this, let alone falling in love, in his eyes, there is no distinction between male and female protagonists among the staff around him, only the difference between those who can work well and those who cannot. So his family was anxious and sent him to go on a blind date. It just so happened that his studio had stabilized during that time and had developed into a small company, so Jiang Lin went there. Then he met Zhou Ruohan, and they got married after only 3 months of dating. After marriage, Jiang Lin also took time to get along well with Zhou Ruohan. But later I found that her indifference and my previous unintentional touch made her body stiff. Jiang Lin also stopped thinking about it, as it happened that she spent a long time in the laboratory every day during that period. Jiang Lin then started to get busy. In fact, strictly speaking, the two of them did not spend much time together in the 2 years after their marriage because they were both too busy. But Jiang Lin plans to have a good talk with her when he comes back this time. Jiang Lin had to go on a business trip the next day, so he got up early. Surprisingly, Zhou Ruohan got up earlier than him. The girl wore frameless glasses, her long hair was tied up, and she was wearing a white shirt and black trousers, which made her look slim and long-legged. She walked out of the kitchen carrying a sandwich and milk. He turned his head and nodded slightly, with the corners of his mouth raised a little, a social smile that made people feel comfortable. Good morning. I made breakfast, do you want to eat together? The faint voice of greeting sounded similar to usual, but there was a slight difference. Because now Jiang Lin can hear her voice. Oh, my husband looks so handsome in a black shirt. So handsome. I'm soft. So good at attacking. If he wears gold-rimmed glasses, wouldn't he be a gentlemanly scoundrel? I like it he tilde slurp tilde. It's over, why is my husband looking at me like that without saying anything? I'm falling in love again. Jiang Lin couldn't help but smile, then nodded, good morning, thank you for your hard work. Then he really walked over. Sure enough, she started to say a lot of things in her mind again, and some of them were even not suitable for children. Jiang Lin was a little surprised. He didn't expect that the seemingly serious girl was so open-minded. Jiang Lin thought that what she said in her mind about black stockings, white stockings and fishing nets was just nonsense. But after hearing the things in her heart that could not be broadcast, he felt that maybe it was not nonsense, but the truth. How should I put it, he actually began to look forward to it. On the surface, the two of them were eating quietly, but in reality, Jiang Lin felt like he was listening to a crosstalk. You know what, it's really refreshing. Before leaving, he glanced at Zhou Ruohan, hesitated for a moment, and said, I'm leaving. Next to it is his suitcase. In her heart, she was crying about parting with her husband, whom she was reluctant to part with. At this moment, she nodded seriously and walked over, have a nice trip. Jiang Lin nodded and was about to leave with his suitcase. Zhou Ruohan still couldn't help but said, wait. When he looked at me in surprise, I lied with my eyes wide open, the tie is crooked. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Ask me to help you. Husband, don't make me beg you. Woo, don't want a mirror, want me, I'm better than a mirror. Jiang Lin originally thought that it would be fine to tear it off, he just tied it on out of habit as he would be boarding the plane soon, and it would be the same if he tied it on again after landing. But after hearing her true feelings, he paused for a moment and glanced at the girl with no expression on her face. Excuse me, could you help me with this? I won't go in. Okay. Zhou Ruohan felt that her voice was too excited and blinked unnaturally. Oh, okay, I'll help you with it. The way she tries to stay calm is kind of cute. Jiang Lin discovered that her acting skills were not that good either. How come he hadn't noticed that before? The happiness and joy were so obvious in those beautiful peach blossom eyes. Zhou Ruohan approached Jiang Lin and reached out to help him adjust his tie. In fact, the tie was not askew, she just wanted to find an excuse to get closer to Jiang Lin. Hey, why would they hug me and be reluctant to let their husbands go when they are away on business? I can only make excuses for myself. But it's okay, their husbands aren't as handsome as mine tilde he tilde. I can't see my husband for 2 or 3 days, it's hard QAQ. The two of them were so close, so as long as Jiang Lin was not deaf, he would naturally hear her thoughts. But hug. It doesn't seem appropriate now, after all, they had agreed to get a divorce yesterday. He smelled the familiar scent of flowers and fruits again. Last night, he was entangled in his dreams all night long, along with that slender waist and long legs. Stockings on the girl's legs, sweet husband in their voice. Jiang Lin felt a little embarrassed, but didn't dare to think about it anymore. He coughed softly, and the thin white hand on his tie paused for a moment, then reluctantly left. Okay, everything went well. Sensible and reserved. Jiang Lin smiled and said, okay. He turned and walked out, but he paused when he heard her whimpering in her heart, wait until I come back. Their whining stopped and all turned into kisses from my husband tilde. But all Jiang Lin heard was a calm, yeah. Okay. He thought that if they could start a conversation, he would definitely cure her of her habit of saying one thing and thinking another. Although she is very cute, considering the contrast, doesn't she feel uncomfortable? For the first time, Jiang Lin felt that a business trip was too troublesome and wanted to come back early before he even left. Chapter 7. He thought Jiang Lin really had too high standards. Jiang Lin went on this business trip with his good friend Song Ziki. Because the person he was going to meet was introduced to him by Song Ziki. The other party is a screenwriter and will probably introduce some people in the circle to me. Over the years, Jiang Lin's company has grown from a small studio to a medium-sized company. There are also many comic book authors who have signed their works. I have also published several original comics, which are quite popular. There has been no development in the comic adaptation area, and this is also the direction Jiang Lin wants to develop in the past 2 years. There aren't many successful domestic comic adaptations. But Jiang Lin felt that he still needed to develop. If he kept standing still, he would be eliminated sooner or later. Song Ziqi's family had some connections and knew what he was thinking. They had tried to persuade him but failed in the end, so they just helped him. He has known Jiang Lin since high school. This guy has been rebellious since then. The more you forbid him to do something, the more he wants to prove to others that he can do it. When they met at the airport, Song Ziqi saw that Jiang Lin seemed to be in a good mood and asked hesitantly, "No, buddy, why are you so happy that you want a divorce? And didn't you get a divorce?" Jiang Lin glanced at him and said, "You are well informed. How do you know that I didn't get a divorce?" Har har. Song Ziqi smiled. He couldn't say that he was still in contact with Ku Mengyun. After all, the two broke up hundreds of years ago, and they still kept contact information. If this were to be made public, wouldn't people be laughed to death? The key point is that Song Ziqi didn't dare to say it. He accidentally betrayed his friend's preferences when he was chatting with Ku Mengyun before. Song Ziqi quickly changed the subject. "No, your wife is such a beautiful woman, if you really divorce her, wouldn't others be so unhappy? Are you really willing to do that?" There was a cautious tone in his words. Wasn't it his ex-girlfriend who asked him to find out Jiang Lin's attitude? Moreover, Song Ziqi really thinks that Zhou Ruohan is pretty good. She completely meets Jiang Lin's aesthetic standards, and her personality is also the type he said he liked before. How did it come to the point of divorce? Jiang Lin suddenly stared at Song Ziqi seriously without saying anything. Song Ziqi felt inexplicably guilty when he was looked at by him, but it was not really inexplicable. "Anyway, I just feel guilty." What are you doing?" Song Ziqi asked. Jiang Lin suddenly smiled, a smile that was not real. "You seem to care about my wife a lot, don't you?" "No, buddy. Don't talk nonsense. I have someone I like." Song Ziqi waved his hands quickly. "No, I thought about it later and I want to divorce my wife because you told me that she had a crush on a senior for many years." "How did you know that?" Jiang Lin thought to himself that it was a good thing that he could hear Zhou Ruohan's thoughts, otherwise there would be a big misunderstanding. So why is this misunderstanding so big? Song Ziqi bears a great responsibility for this inaccurate information. Although Jiang Lin still couldn't remember how he became Zhou Ruohan Sr., he had no memory of it at all. Song Ziqi didn't expect him to ask this suddenly. He didn't say this on purpose. He just drank too much during the previous chat. The topic turned to white moonlight, and Jiang Lin said he didn't have one. Song Ziqi was so excited at that time that he said, "You don't have it, but my sister-in-law does." Now Song Ziqi wanted to slap himself twice. When Jiang Lin said he wanted a divorce before, Song Ziqi had advised him that this white moonlight might have already passed, so it was really unnecessary. But Jiang Lin clearly said that this was not the whole reason. "Why are you asking him this now?" Song Ziqi swallowed his saliva and said, "I said it, the news must be accurate. This is what Ku Mengyun said." "Then why don't you say that senior is me?" Song Ziqi's voice sounded a little funny amid the roar of the plane. Song Ziqi doesn't he know? Jiang Lin still felt something was wrong when he saw him like this. "Where did you get the information from?" Ku Mengyun said. Song Ziqi hesitated for a moment and then whispered, "Brother Lin, don't be angry. I just didn't know that the news was so unreliable." Ku Mengyun, Zhou Ruohan's good friend, and Jiang Lin and Song Ziqi's junior. This was Song Ziqi's first love when he was in high school, but they only dated for 1 semester before breaking up. The reason is that the other party thinks Song Ziqi doesn't like studying, but she likes studying. She has also been Song Ziqi's white moonlight for so many years. "Haven't you guys contacted each other for a long time? And what did you say?" Jiang Lin suddenly remembered that Zhou Ruohan said in her heart yesterday that she liked cool and intellectual people. Did Jiang Lin just realize yesterday that he liked this type of person? He really doesn't like this kind of person, elegant and intellectual. His elder sister and his mother are both of this type. It's not like he has any special hobbies. At this moment, he looked at Song Ziqi in front of him dangerously, always feeling that Zhou Ruohan's misunderstanding was related to him and Ku Mengyun. Well, actually, I didn't say anything. I just told you the type of girl you like, and nothing else. Song Ziki assured me hastily. I saw that you had a good impression of my sister-in-law during your previous blind date, didn't you? Song Ziki spoke more and more confidently. I thought that since Kumengyun asked, it must be that my sister-in-law has a good impression of you. You two like each other. I told my sister-in-law the type you like. Isn't this an assist? The assist was very good, but I want to do it next time. Jiang Lin said that when they went on a blind date before, Zhou Ruohan didn't seem so cold, but they were not very familiar with each other at that time. Although she didn't talk much, she was still very fond of laughing, and she looked very beautiful when she laughed. So after they got their marriage certificate, Jiang Lin saw that Zhou Ruohan didn't like to smile anymore. Add to that the misunderstanding about her waist, and he really thought that Zhou Ruohan was uncomfortable with him. So this is where the problem lies. Jiang Lin took a deep breath. Other people's brothers were assisting and serving as military advisors. My goodness, what on earth was this good buddy of his? Then tell her what type I like. Jiang Lin's voice was gentle. She's elegant and intellectual, a bit like a flower on the mountain top. Song Ziki said as a matter of course. Then how did you know? Jiang Lin asked. You said that when you rejected the confession of a cute schoolgirl. You said you didn't like her type of overly active and cute type. You liked independent, cold and intellectual types. Song Ziki said this and noticed that Jiang Lin's face had darkened. The more he spoke, the softer his voice became. Is this wrong? But he was there at the time. He clearly remembers it. Jiang Lin stretched out his hand and grabbed his neck, gritting his teeth and said, You really are my good brother. You can't tell the difference between the truth and excuses, right? Song Ziki stretched out his hand and pulled his arm. You're wrong, brother. You've never been in love before. How do I know whether what you said is true or not? He thought Jiang Lin really had too high standards. Chapter 8, I can't leave you. I'll take you to replenish your equipment in a moment. Jiang Lin was speechless, even though Song Ziki was telling the truth. Jiang Lin had been pursued enthusiastically by a schoolmate before, but that girl, how should I describe her? The process of pursuing her was really grand and vigorous, with confessions on the radio station, flowers placed on the roadside, and a performance at the school celebration where she confessed her love directly on the stage. This kind of behavior has actually attracted a lot of attention in college. Jiang Lin didn't know what others were thinking, but he felt quite embarrassed. The schoolgirl is pretty, has a good figure and a nice personality. There's nothing wrong with pursuing someone passionately when you like them. After all, Jiang Lin was still single at that time. But Jiang Lin couldn't stand this kind of enthusiasm. So when she blocked me at a club party, I just said, I like the type of girl who is cool and intellectual. You are great, but you may not be my type. I'm sorry. In fact, the reason why I say I like cool and intellectual girls is because her personality is exactly the opposite of that schoolgirl's. He didn't really have an ideal type at that time. But what is certain is that he really doesn't like his schoolmate's noisy personality. As a result, Song Ziki really remembers it until now. Jiang Lin stretched out his fist and punched him. Song Ziki screamed deliberately. Jiang Lin rolled his eyes and said, Stop yelling, I didn't even use any strength. But at least I know where his wife's wrong information came from. It can only be said that Song Ziki and Kumengyun both made great contributions. However, Jiang Lin felt that the biggest problem between him and Zhou Ruohan lay with themselves. In fact, neither of them had a good chat or understood each other. They have been married for 2 years and it is still like this. The problems between them are still very serious. So this time Jiang Lin went back intending to have a good talk with her. On the other side, Zhou Ruohan acted normal as long as she was not in front of Jiang Lin. It's not entirely true to say that being cool is just pretending. Because Zhou Ruohan always puts on a cool and aloof appearance when she is outside. Because she was young when she was in school, she skipped grades several times, and she was cute and pretty. Therefore, many classmates would treat her as a child and were reluctant to listen to what she said when they were doing homework in a group. Especially after she graduated from high school, she went abroad to study, and because she was not yet an adult, she was accompanied by her parents. But they couldn't accompany her to college. Asian faces are eye-catching, and she is also beautiful. Even though her grades were excellent, her classmates would instinctively think she was just a kid at first, so they were generally reluctant to listen to her. Later, Zhou Ruohan was very upset, so she simply learned to keep a cold and aloof face. A cool oriental beauty with good grades. I didn't expect it to be so effective. Things went much more smoothly afterwards. This also applies after you start teaching. After all, she was young and those students were not afraid of her at first. They look about the same age, and one of her students is even older than her. Being cool and aloof has become her best protective color. At least those students are afraid of her now. When Zhou Ruohan walked into the laboratory, the 4 students who were originally gathered together stood up straight instantly. He called out politely, "Good morning, Professor." Zhou Ruohan nodded without any expression, "Good morning. Okay, now let's start talking about the experimental data you submitted." She stayed in the laboratory from morning to afternoon, helping them correct the incorrect data one by one. It was not until Kumengyun called her that she realized it was already 6:30 in the evening. But she just glanced at the phone and didn't answer it, but continued with the experiment at hand. His hands didn't even shake. The 2 students behind her looked at each other with admiration in their eyes. After more than 20 minutes, the data was finally corrected. Zhou Ruohan finally spoke, "Okay, it's getting late, you guys should go back." The girl in a white coat, Liu Shuang, said respectfully, "Teacher, do you want to have dinner with us?" Their boy Qin Chuan also quickly spoke up, "Yes, teacher, there is a barbecue restaurant across from the school, we would like to invite you." Zhou Ruohan stood up and tidied the table. "No need, go eat. I just hope that the data won't be so different next time. Do you understand me?" After saying that, she gently pushed up her glasses and looked at them with a smile. The 2 students straightened their backs immediately and said, "Sorry, teacher. We will pay attention next time." Finally, Zhou Ruohan nodded, didn't say much, turned around, took her things and walked out of the laboratory. She is starving to death. Barbecue. Barbecue with Mengyun tonight tilde. Woohoo tilde missing her husband again, she can help her husband grill meat tilde. Qin Chuan and Liu Shuang watched Zhou Ruohan's back walk away before they dared to breathe and relax. Qin Chuan sighed, "Our teacher is so beautiful, but I am really afraid of her." Shuang Liu said with a bitter face, "I thought the teacher was good looking before, and she had such an impressive resume. I thought young people were easy to get along with, so I was quite happy. I didn't expect that the teacher was really strict." Qin Chuan nodded, "Who isn't?" He muttered quietly, "I wonder if the teacher is also like this in front of the master. Then, who can stand it?" Yes, they all knew that Zhou Ruohan was married, although no one had ever seen her husband. But she never took off the ring except for experiments. "I feel like no normal person can stand this cold look." Zhou Ruohan sat in Kumengyun's car, her voice a little frustrated, "I really feel like your information is wrong. If is wrong, Song Ziki will be dead." Kumengyun said, gritting her teeth while driving. She was very cute, and she looked cute even when she was so angry. The 2 have been friends since high school. Well, this high school refers to Zhou Ruohan's high school and Kumengyun's junior high school. The 2 met in a cram school, next to each other. Kumengyun was taking a basic course, while Zhou Ruohan was taking mathematical Olympiad with a group of high school students next door. Anyway, Kumengyun is one of Zhou Ruohan's few friends. After all, she kept skipping grades, which was actually quite embarrassing. She didn't have much interaction with her peers, and her classmates were much older than her. So she especially cherishes her friend Kumengyun. It was Kumengyun who gave her the advice and asked her to go on a blind date with Jiang Lin. Yes, in fact, Jiang Lin's blind date might not necessarily be her at the beginning. She had just returned to China at that time, and she was frantically trying to make herself known to Jiang Lin's parents. In the end, Jiang Lin's mother, Professor Lin, actually came to her. The beginning was perfect, but this is the development process. Thinking about how they almost got divorced, Zhou Ruohan's beautiful eyes were filled with tears. "Mengyun, I don't want to divorce Jiang Lin. We can't leave. I'll take you to replenish your equipment later," Kumengyun said decisively. Chapter 9, It feels like they are closer than when they met every day before. Zhou Ruohan trusted Kumengyun, so when she said they couldn't get divorced, she really believed it. As for the equipment, let us go and have a look. So when Zhou Ruohan saw her standing with herself at the door of the sex toy store, she looked calm on the surface, but was actually very panicked inside. Can this go in? Two girls. Although it is true that Zhou Ruohan returned from studying abroad, her living environment is very simple, basically going to school, home, and the library. Even during my break time I was reading various documents. After all, it is true that IQ is innate, but success also requires hard work. During the time Zhou Ruohan was abroad, studying was her everything. She used the little rest time she had to replenish her energy to check Jiang Lin's various social media accounts. I guess Jiang Lin himself doesn't even know that there is a friend in his list who never talks. So at this moment, Zhou Ruohan was really panicked as she stood at the door of the sex toy store. On the other hand, the cute Kumengyun calmly pulled her in, saying, "Didn't you say that your seduction failed? It must be because the dosage was not enough. Let me give you some advice on this. This isn't too bad." The voice hesitated, but the steps still followed her force and moved forward honestly. Zhou Ruohan didn't want to get divorced at all. She had finally married Jiang Lin, she didn't want a divorce. Believe me, Jiang Lin's trip was not very smooth. Although he was well prepared and had Song Ziki as his introducer, he met many people this time, including editors and various investors. It actually takes a lot of effort for a newcomer to enter this kind of circle. Especially since that group of people think you are so young, drinking is inevitable. It seems that people who take advantage of their seniority and experience are not limited to any particular circle. Anyway, they had drunk a lot of wine, so those people just took the information and introductions that Jiang Lin brought and put them aside. The business trip that was originally expected to be completed in a day or two was delayed for almost a week. Jiang Lin was about to drink so much that his stomach was bleeding, and he finally made an appointment to go to the other party's company to talk. So the appointment he had made with Zhou Ruohan to go back on his business trip to talk about it kept being put off. There is still a little difference during this period. In the past, when Jiang Lin was on business trips, Zhou Ruohan basically wouldn't ask anything. But this time he was going to break the appointment, so he called to tell the other party. By the way, he also wanted to try it out. Can he hear the other person's thoughts through the phone? It's a pity that some of the regrets cannot be heard. Zhou Ruohan was sensible at the time and didn't say anything. But later on, I started saying good morning and good night every day, and occasionally sharing what happened in school or the laboratory. I guess she doesn't do this often herself, and you can tell from the text that it's quite dry. Later she even asked, "Does my posting of these disturb your work? If so, I won't bother you anymore." After reading these words, Jiang Lin could basically imagine her crying. He was having dinner with investors at that time and was forced to drink a lot of alcohol. I was already a little irritated, but when I saw her message, I felt relieved. I lowered my eyes and replied, "No, it's very interesting. I don't feel so irritated when I see me socializing." The other party just replied, "Oh. Although it seems cold, there will be more things to share later." She would even share the beautiful scenery she saw on the road or a kitten on the roadside. I was on a business trip for a week and I was very busy. But Jiang Lin felt that they were closer than when they met every day before. Finally Jiang Lin flew back. Song Ziki also had a job, so after taking him to meet some people, he went back the next day. Although Jiang Lin was delayed for a long time this time and the contract was not signed, some things in business cannot be rushed. He was able to make some connections this time, and the things were handed over. The other party also promised to take a good look at it. If something is valuable and can make money, I think the other party will not miss the opportunity to make money after careful consideration. So Jiang Lin was in a good mood when he returned. After being on a business trip for more than a week, he went back to the company as soon as he got off the plane. As soon as he entered the door, his assistant Xiao Liu was waiting there, following Jiang Lin and saying a series of words. These are all things that happened in the company recently that need to be reported or that need to be dealt with by Jiang Lin when he returns. Jiang Lin only has an assistant but no secretary. He had one before, but these girls seem to have a storyline of a domineering CEO falling in love with me in their minds. Jiang Lin was scared of being chased, so he simply hired Xiao Liu and changed his position to assistant. He was traumatized by the job of secretary. Finally, Xiao Liu entered the office and hesitated for a moment before saying, "Boss, Sun Mi's contract is about to expire. Our editor talked to her and she said she would wait for you to talk to her." Sun Mi was the author that Jiang Lin had signed personally before. It wasn't he because the other party was so awesome at the time, but it was simply because the company was still a small studio at the time and they had no one. At the beginning, Jiang Lin and his original partner signed quite a few authors on their own. But among these, not many can stand out. Sun Mi is one of them. She is a girl, but she draws suspense plus romance animations. He has become quite famous in recent years. But she has always had some thoughts about Jiang Lin. Even though she knew he was married, she still hadn't given up. Jiang Lin glanced at Xiao Liu and asked, "Who is her editor?" "It's Lemon. Lemon has talked to her many times and even went to her home to look for her, but she just wouldn't give in. Lemon came back crying that day." Xiao Liu said in a low voice, "Boss, look here. We also have news that another comic studio has started to contact her." Jiang Lin said calmly, "Tell her that even if she doesn't sign the contract now, the copyrights of her previous works have not expired yet. If she doesn't sign the contract, we will only give priority to our own authors for new animation adaptation business. The paintings produced by Sun Mi in recent years are not as good as before. The person who has been living off his past achievements now wants to take control of Jiang Lin? He is a capitalist." Xiao Liu was stunned for a moment, then he sighed and looked at the time. "Boss, are you working overtime tonight? Can I order takeout for you?" Jiang Lin also glanced at his watch and said, "No, I have something to do later." Xiao Liu looked at Jiang Lin curiously. This was rare. Before, every time the boss came back from a business trip, he would choose to finish the company's affairs first. He rarely puts it aside to do other things first. Jiang Lin didn't say much. But he did have something to do soon, and he hadn't told Zhou Ruohan when he came back today. He wondered, what would her reaction be if he suddenly appeared in front of her? Jiang Lin is looking forward to it. Or maybe he was looking forward to her voice. Thinking of this, Jiang Lin stood up. "Call me if there is anything urgent. If it is not urgent, just wait until I come tomorrow." At this time, Zhou Ruohan was cursing. Chapter 10, Falling in Love with Jiang Lin again for 998 times. Zhou Ruohan is the youngest professor at S University. She studied physics. In fact, according to Zhou Ruohan's age and tenure, she shouldn't have been supervising graduate students so early. Isn't it true that the qualifications have not been assessed yet? But just 1 year after she started working, an old professor suffered a cerebral hemorrhage and was admitted to the hospital, but he was saved. But this is definitely not possible with students. In fact, each supervisor has only a few graduate student quotas, so their 4 places under the old professor's name were left vacant. Homeless, they panicked and asked the school if they could find a new tutor. However, other tutors' topics are different from theirs, and some tutors may not be willing to supervise a group of 4. Anyway, in the end the school discussed it and talked to Zhou Ruohan, and just gave the student to her. Although Zhou Ruohan is young, she has always been in the laboratory. Compared with the classroom, she can adapt better to the laboratory. Moreover, she has published many papers in authoritative journals when she is only in her 20s, which shows that she has the ability. In this way, Zhou Ruohan had for more graduate students under him. But she accepted it. Obviously, after being together for a year, some of her subordinates were still not convinced. Zhou Ruohan has 4 graduate students under him, Qin Chuan and Liu Shuang from last time, and the other 2 are Zhu Fang and Qi Xiu. Compared with Qin Chuan and Liu Shuang's obedience, it is obvious that Zhu Fang and Qi Xiu do not trust Zhou Ruohan very much. A phased result, Zhou Ruohan said it was guidance, but in fact, she was just short of helping them to complete it directly. They dragged it out for a month and still gave the wrong answer. When Jiang Lin arrived, what he saw was a beautiful girl in a white coat and rimless glasses standing in the laboratory with a stern face. Opposite her stood 4 students who looked about the same age as her, but whose aura was much different. I'll say it one last time, if you can do it, do it. If you can't, apply to change your instructor. If you really feel that I can't lead you and you don't dare to say it, I can talk to the school myself. Zhou Ruohan's voice was cold. It was the first time Jiang Lin heard such obvious coldness. Although Zhou Ruohan looked a bit aloof in the past, there was a clear difference in her tone. At this moment, Jiang Lin looked at her through the glass, and suddenly felt that he might really like aloof people. For example, Zhou Ruohan, who was wearing a white coat and frameless glasses, had an amazing aura. His heartbeat actually started to speed up as he watched it, and some of the anime he had watched before flashed through his mind, as well as the line, "Sister stepped on me." Cough. This seems a little inappropriate. Qin Chuan knew that he shouldn't be distracted, but the man standing in the corridor was quite conspicuous. So he couldn't help but take a few more glances. But there were only a few of them in the lab, and his distraction was too obvious to Zhou Ruohan. Zhou Ruohan asked coldly, "Qin Chuan, what are you looking at? Is there the experimental data you want outside?" As he spoke, he turned his head and looked over. Then, Jiang Lin saw what the ultimate contrast was. The cold and arrogant female professor who had a cold face and a cold voice and was reciting their heart purification mantra in her heart just now. The moment he saw himself, surprise flashed in his eyes. Although he didn't say anything, the Spring Festival Gala was already going on in his heart. Tilde, it's my husband who's back. Tilde, is my husband here to pick me up from get off work? Eh? Was I really fierce just now? Woo, husband, don't misunderstand me, I'm not fierce, I'm very gentle. It's all because of this damn experiment and this disobedient student. Not counting the morning meeting before the business trip, I haven't seen my husband for at least 168 hours, or 10,080 minutes and 604,800 seconds. I miss him. Jiang Lin was a little confused by the sweet words, husband, she kept calling him in her heart. But he couldn't help but smile. It's over, I got caught with a black carp. Jiang Lin nodded to Zhou Ruohan, indicating that she should go ahead and do her own thing. Zhou Ruohan no longer wanted to curse, but she still couldn't be too obvious. He turned back to look at the four students in front of him, his face still tense and looking very serious. But the aura has actually changed significantly. If you make the same mistake I pointed out today again, you don't have to come here, and don't waste our time. She waved her hand and said, go back. The four of them breathed a sigh of relief. Then they all looked out the window. They had just seen it. When the professor glanced at the man outside, their whole atmosphere changed. Jiang Lin was not shy when they stared at him, and nodded in a good mood. Zhou Ruohan coughed lightly, why? You all want to stay and continue the experiment? Then I'll leave first. As he said this, he reached out and took off his white coat. At this time, Liu Shuang mustered up the courage to ask, Professor, is that your husband outside? Zhou Ruohan was secretly staring at Jiang Lin, humming a song in her heart. This was the first time Jiang Lin came to pick her up after get off work. Tilde. Hearing Liu Shuang's words, he glanced at her and nodded modestly, yes. But in my heart, I have already started to blow rainbow farts. Tilde. Isn't he handsome? My husband is so handsome. He attracted all their attention as soon as he came out. But I haven't seen enough. I really want to hide. I haven't seen my husband for so long, I look at the stars and miss him every day, but there is still a difference, the stars are in the sky, and my husband is in my heart. Tilde, he tilde. Jiang Lin just listened to her talking dirty in her heart, and then calmly explained everything to the students and walked out. He walked in front of him with a very faint smile on his face, sorry to have kept you waiting for so long. I didn't know if you came here today to see Professor Lin and Professor Jiang. To be honest, I feel very disconnected, between the person in front of me and the noisy voice. Jiang Lin sighed inwardly, it was really a bit noisy. So he naturally reached out to help her remove the fluff standing on the edge of her glasses. No, I came to pick you up from get off work to have dinner together. I'm sorry for breaking the appointment. I said I would meet you in 3 days, but it was delayed for more than a week. When Jiang Lin raised his hand and placed it next to her cheek, Zhou Ruohan felt like her heart was about to stop. The nagging in my mind naturally stopped. He explained in a low voice, there's some hair stuck to it. But Zhou Ruohan's heartbeat had begun to lose its normal rhythm. It turned out that there really was someone who could control her heartbeat just by getting close to her. It's over. Just one action and I seem to have fallen in love with him all over again. It's the 998th time I fell in love with Jiang Lin again. One more time will be the 999th time. So when will he fall in love with me? This time their voice is different from the previous ones. Jiang Lin heard a similar sense of sadness from it. He felt a little helpless. Perhaps he should really get to know her better. For example, her love for herself. Chapter 11. If my husband is willing to kiss me, I can. But it was obvious that the laboratory entrance was not a good place to get to know each other. The two walked out side by side, looking quite quiet. It just looks like that. In fact, Jiang Lin was listening to a stand-up comedy, Zhou Ruohan's inner voice. She is really good at talking, and she can say a lot of dirty words. When Jiang Lin heard that she was thinking about whether to seduce him tonight, he couldn't help but glanced at her from the side. Professor Zhou has beautiful facial features, but his face always has no expression. At this moment, he is wearing glasses, and his aura is really strong when he walks on the street. Her lips were pursed, and the lines were clearly slightly upturned, which softened her cold facial features a little. She was so happy that she was almost about to set off fireworks to celebrate. Jiang Lin was originally a little tired. After all, he had been on a business trip for such a long time, and he went to the company to deal with some things as soon as he came back. It's already dinner time. He's not an Iron Man, so how could he not be tired? But at this moment, facing Zhou Ruohan, he felt okay. It was amazing. When Jiang Lin heard her mumbling about grilling meat for him, he said, "Is there anything you want to eat?" Although she had been thinking about grilling meat for her husband to show her virtuous character for a long time, when she heard Jiang Lin's question, she just glanced at Jiang Lin and nodded slightly. "Is there anything you want to eat?" "Zhou Ruohan, what's wrong with you? What's the difference between what you did and being casual?" "I'm really not casual with my husband. I call you aloof, not arrogant. Can I say it again now? I want to slap myself twice. Grill, grill, grill. Will my wish in my heart work?" Jiang Lin thought, this is really useful. He smiled and said, "If you don't have anything to eat, can we have a barbecue tonight?" "It's all right." There was some obvious happiness in her tone, but her face was still tense. "I'm really in tune with my husband tilde. I'm even happier tilde. I want to kiss him tilde." Why is it rhyming? Jiang Lin felt better. Since she insisted on her aloof personality, Jiang Lin decided to take the initiative to speak. "Did the student do something to make you unhappy just now?" The person who was originally humming a song in his heart and happily planning to eat barbecue stopped singing. Then Jiang Lin heard her somewhat stiff voice. "It was just an experiment. I taught them step by step. I just needed to give them the results. But they doubted one of my steps and changed it themselves, which led to errors in the final data. It's normal to doubt, but what they should do is to verify, that is, do more, but they firmly believe that they are right, and they are not even willing to verify what I said." When talking about her professional problems, Zhou Ruohan's tone was serious and her brows were slightly frowned. The most important thing was that this was not the first time. The previous few times proved that they were wrong and she was right. But until now, they still insist on their own way, and are even unwilling to take a few more steps according to her guidance. So in fact, Zhou Ruohan was really annoyed and helpless. To teach this kind of students would just be torture to each other. And my husband, if he sees me scolding people, will he think I'm fierce? Actually, I'm not fierce at all, I'm very gentle. Although Jiang Lin himself has no interest in academic research, aren't all his family members engaged in research? So he could see Zhou Ruohan's troubles at this time. He looked at her seriously and said, "You can ask my parents for advice on this. They have taught many students." Zhou Ruohan looked at Jiang Lin with her head slightly tilted upwards. In fact, Zhou Ruohan is quite tall, and she looks even taller when she wears high heels. He is estimated to be about 173 centimeters tall, but Jiang Lin is very tall. He is also considered tall among boys because his father is almost 190 centimeters tall and Jiang Lin is 188 centimeters tall. Every time Zhou Ruohan looked at him, she liked to tilt her head slightly. Jiang Lin didn't think anything of it before, but now he feels that this posture is a bit like deliberately looking up. Of course, it could also be that he was too narcissistic. At this moment, he heard Zhou Ruohan whisper, "I'm sorry, is this boring?" But her life was boring to begin with nothing but experiments and assignments, and in the end, only Jiang Lin was left. Thinking of this, Zhou Ruohan felt a little depressed. She is a boring person, no wonder her husband doesn't like her. Jiang Lin couldn't understand why she turned to the question of whether she was interesting or boring after hearing what she was thinking. He explained seriously, "It's not boring. I asked you to ask my parents not because the topic is boring, but because I am not in this field and can't give you too much advice. But my parents should be able to. If you are embarrassed, I can ask for you." Zhou Ruohan's eyes lit up when she heard Jiang Lin's explanation. It was the first time that Jiang Lin saw so directly that a person's face actually lit up instantly. I've only seen it in anime before. In fact, her emotions have always been very straightforward in front of me, right? It's just that the former Jiang Lin didn't seem willing to take the time to understand her anymore, which led to the misunderstanding between them becoming deeper and deeper. Jiang Lin drove here by himself, and the barbecue they chose was at a shopping mall near the school. The main thing is that it's getting late now. Jiang Lin was still wondering how long he would have to wait at this point. But when we got there, we only had to wait for 2 tables before they came. Zhou Ruohan explained, "I'm waiting in line on the road." Jiang Lin smiled and praised, "You are so smart." It was just a very ordinary sentence, but Jiang Lin heard her cheering happily in her heart, saying that her husband praised her. There was a hint of pride in his tone. A girl who is easily satisfied. The barbecue is the kind that is separated by small grids, with cloth hung down for cover, giving them a small but independent space. When ordering the dishes, Zhou Ruohan seemed to be a little more relaxed because of the compliments, and she ordered the dishes very quickly. It wasn't until the barbecue was served that the waiter asked if anyone needed any service. Zhou Ruohan said without thinking, "No, thank you. I have to give my husband a barbecue. Last time I went to eat barbecue with some teachers, they all had someone else grilling it. Carrot, if others have it, my husband should have it too." Jiang Lin, what kind of train of thought is this? Even if you are envious, shouldn't you bake it for her yourself? Her way of thinking seems to be different from others. But Jiang Lin soon realized that he was overthinking. Because Zhou Ruohan actually doesn't know how to bake. After seeing her beautiful white hand touch the baking tray and make a creaking sound, Jiang Lin reached out and held her hand. The red marks on the fair hands are particularly obvious and look very painful. The person who was originally crying in pain in her heart, but after Jiang Lin held her hand, her heart changed to, rounding it off, "Are we holding hands? If my husband is willing to kiss me, I can." Forget it, I can't, it really hurts. Chapter 12. I want to be your wife, not your sister. Jiang Lin was originally frowning at her hands, and now he felt helpless when he heard her whimpering. Kissing was out of the question, so he blew on it, then looked up at the obviously stunned girl and said, "Does it hurt? Do you want me to find a store or go out and buy you sunburn ointment?" "No, that's not necessary." Zhou Ruohan looked at the tenderness in Jiang Lin's eyes and had forgotten that she had to continue pretending to be aloof. She even stuttered, I'm fine. It doesn't hurt that much." But because of her fair skin, the red mark was very conspicuous. Anyway, Jiang Lin found it an eyesore. But Zhou Ruohan here had already carefully pulled back her hand. It wasn't that she didn't want to have contact with Jiang Lin, but she felt like she had let down her guard after he kept staring at her like that. Well, shy. Although she dares to drive fast in her mind, she is actually very thin-skinned. Jiang Lin didn't hear what she was thinking, but he could see her shyness and awkwardness. He let go, but his worried eyes still fell on her hand. In the end, Jiang Lin pressed the service bell. This is a barbecue restaurant. I guess people get burned from time to time when grilling themselves, so there is actually burn ointment here. Zhou Ruohan took it and casually spread it on herself. When the clerk asked her again if she needed help, she didn't dare to say anything. She originally wanted to bake it herself, but ended up embarrassing herself. "I'm sorry to speak." But Jiang Lin said no, then picked up the tongs beside him and started grilling the meat. His technique was very skillful. Zhou Ruohan's eyes widened as she watched him put the roasted meat into her bowl. "My husband baked this for me. I can't bear to eat it." "Eat, I know how to grill, I'll do it." Jiang Lin said with a smile, "I worked in a barbecue restaurant for a month when I was in college. I didn't have any money at that time." "Is it the time when Professor Lin and others asked you to change your major to pursue academic studies?" Zhou Ruohan asked without thinking. In her memory, some of Jiang Lin's comments on social media platforms in the second semester of his freshman year were very depressing. Then she saw some friends' comments advising him to go home and admit his mistake. He replied, "As long as I don't starve to death, I won't go back to do academic research." Later, during his chats with his friends, Zhou Ruohan found out that his family did not agree with him studying finance in college. To be honest, this major is of no use to an ordinary family. Their family is not ordinary, but being a scholarly family doesn't seem to be of much use. So his parents wanted him to change his major and continue to pursue academic interests. Jiang Lin refused, and then he was left with no food expenses or pocket money. "Huh? How did you know?" Jiang Lin was a little surprised, because this happened when he was a freshman. Because the period was actually very short, and because his elder sister was reluctant to part with it, she secretly gave him the money. So not many people know about this matter. So how did she know? Zhou Ruohan was a little flustered. She was just too relaxed, so she spoke so naturally. She originally wanted to say that she heard it from Song Ziki, but after meeting Jiang Lin's gaze, she was silent for a moment and said softly, "I followed your social account before. But I was only a freshman at that time." "How old were you? Wasn't it high school?" Jiang Lin finally mentioned the past. "Isn't this a good opportunity to start a conversation?" So he continued her words in a very gentle tone, as if he didn't notice her guilty tone. "And did we know each other before?" Zhou Ruohan's face was a little red. She felt as if the place where she had just been scolded was still hot, even though she had clearly applied ointment. Maybe it wasn't her hands that were burned, but her as a person. Zhou Ruohan thought a lot. She has been smart since she was a child. When you think about a question and come up with an answer, fill it in decisively. But she was hesitant only on the topic of love. She didn't want to pretend to be cool all her life, she wanted Jiang Lin to know the real her. But she is also afraid. Jiang Lin did not rush her. He could hear her thoughts and her fear. In fact, Jiang Lin was still very surprised, because the girl in front of him seemed to really like him. But Jiang Lin has wondered more than once when they first met. If they met during a blind date, then this senior wouldn't be suitable. So it is very likely that he has long forgotten it. I actually went abroad when you were in your freshman year. I was a sophomore abroad at that time. Zhou Ruohan said. Jiang Lin, although I know my wife is very outstanding, I still want to say sorry for disturbing you. Zhou Ruohan glanced at Jiang Lin after she finished speaking. Jiang Lin looked a little surprised, and then explained, "You are very good, better than I thought." "I'm praised again." He tilde caret. Probably because she was praised, she had more courage. Zhou Ruohan simply said, "In fact, we met before I went abroad. At that time, you thought I was a lost elementary school student and sent me to the police station." Jiang Lin. A rare look of confusion appeared on his face. Zhou Ruohan felt a little embarrassed when she talked about this, but she couldn't help but explain, "Actually, I just hadn't started growing at that time. I was already in the 3rd grade of junior high school." After returning home, Zhou Ruohan looked at herself in the mirror for a long time. Did she really look like an elementary school student? Jiang Lin really couldn't remember it, mainly because it was something he did casually, so he really couldn't remember it very well. How old is he now? How can he still remember such a small thing? Although she knew that he might not remember, Zhou Ruohan still felt a little disappointed seeing him like this. But he quickly explained it in general. That semester, the high school and the 3rd grade of the 1st middle school will temporarily have classes in the high school. Didn't the 3rd grade classroom of the middle school collapse? So they renovated it. Jiang Lin still remembers this incident. He looked at Zhou Ruohan, the queen in front of him, and he couldn't imagine that he mistook her for an elementary school student when she was in the 3rd grade of junior high school. Then how petite must she be? As if she knew what the curiosity in his eyes meant. Zhou Ruohan blushed as she explained, "I skipped a grade at that time, and I really hadn't started to develop yet. I was actually, in fact, I was really, a little older than an elementary school student at that time." He wasn't wrong. Jiang Lin couldn't help laughing. "Then you must be a very cute elementary school student." Zhou Ruohan was stunned for a moment and looked at Jiang Lin straight. Jiang Lin smiled and said calmly, "I always wanted to have a cute sister. If I took the initiative to send you to the police station at that time, it must be because you were very cute, otherwise I would not have bothered to care at that age." He looked at Zhou Ruohan with a smile in his eyes. "Now I can see that you used to be a cute little sister. It looks so good now, it must have looked better before." But unexpectedly, Zhou Ruohan said without thinking, "I want to be your wife, not your sister." Chapter 13. I'm going to have a relationship with my husband. Jiang Lin. Very good, very direct. I am actually just a metaphor and I don't really want to have more sisters. But when he saw the person sitting opposite him blushing, he suddenly felt that this was a good thing. She seemed to finally lose control of herself and stopped holding back on what was in her heart. Jiang Lin continued, "What about Senior Bai Yueguan? Zhou Ruohan was feeling embarrassed because of the words she blurted out without thinking. Really, these were all from her heart. But it might be because she felt that if she kept holding on she would eventually divorce Jiang Lin, and she couldn't hold on any longer and was in a bad mood. So sometimes she just can't help but speak out what's really in her mind. It was quite refreshing when I said it, but I felt quite awkward when I met his gaze. Fortunately, Jiang Lin did not ask himself this question, but smiled instead. He nervous smiley my husband is so gentle tilde. Jiang Lin lowered his eyes, afraid that he would want to laugh when he saw her such a contrast, so he reached out and poured her body tea. Zhou Ruohan, who had been praising Jiang Lin in her heart, finally spoke up. Actually, the term white moonlight is a bit of a misunderstanding, but it's not really true. If I have to count, you are my only white moonlight. In fact, even with the curtain separating us, you can still hear some small noises from outside, and when mixed together it's a bit noisy. But in here, what Jiang Lin could hear most clearly was her heartbeat. And those voices, I only liked Jiang Lin, I only liked you. I went abroad at a relatively young age, and my major required me not to be distracted, so what I told you before we got married was true. My relationship history and my medical examination reports are all clean. Now that she had said it, Zhou Ruohan did not intend to give herself a chance to back out. As for when I was in China, I was even younger. It's actually hard for someone like me who keeps skipping grades to have any close friends. My liking for Jiang Lin didn't just happen all at once. He saved her and sent her to the police station. She remembered this person. One semester in high school was actually enough for her to get to know Jiang Lin. He has good grades and a cheerful personality. He always plays basketball with a group of boys on the court. He wears jersey number 3. I heard that this is his lucky number. Every time we play, there are a lot of girls coming to watch. He has a good personality and many friends, both male and female. But I only heard that he was very gentle to girls, but there was no rumor about him being with anyone. I heard that he had strict family education and his family conditions were also very good. He's a good boy everywhere. Zhou Ruohan actually tried to walk past him or beside him. But Jiang Lin seemed to have forgotten about her long ago and didn't pay any attention to her at all. She secretly found out about the social media account, then secretly followed it and even added it. The other party added it without any preparation and just asked who she was. It was the first time she did such a thing. She was very scared and guilty at the time, although she didn't know what she was afraid of. After a long time, she replied, I am your junior from the same high school. Unfortunately, the message fell on deaf ears and he never replied again, but he didn't delete her either. That's it. I will always have your social account. Zhou Ruohan glanced at him carefully, afraid to see displeasure or disgust on his face. But there was nothing, only surprise. Yes, Jiang Lin could never have guessed that they had known each other so early. In the past, he really liked to share a lot of things about himself on his social media accounts. There are a lot of people on that account, including many of my former junior and senior classmates. Especially the junior schoolmate. It's really not that Jiang Lin is narcissistic. It's really a lot, so generally he just adds it and doesn't he really care. He looked at Zhou Ruohan who was looking at him carefully. It's so strange, it's obviously the same face. When she had a tense face before, people felt a little afraid to look at her for too long. But now, those pierced eyes were filled with nervousness and watery light. She glanced at me, made eye contact, and then quickly looked away, so cute. Jiang Lin thought about it for a moment. I'm sorry, was I impolite at that time? Because there are many people adding me every day, I usually don't reply unless there is something important. I can't come back. Zhou Ruohan breathed a sigh of relief. As long as my husband doesn't think I'm a pervert, that's all I need. QAQ. Hearing her true feelings, Jiang Lin smiled again. In fact, he has now been able to accept this sense of separation from his wife, and it feels quite fresh. I mentioned divorce before because I thought you had someone in your heart and I couldn't delay it, but now it's just a misunderstanding. Are you willing to try again with me? Jiang Lin said, looking at Zhou Ruohan seriously, we have been married for 2 years. We agreed to get along with each other, but because of my work, I seem to have ignored you. I'm sorry. If you are willing, shall we try again? There is also a 1-month cooling off period for divorce. Of course, the choice is yours. He was very frank, and Jiang Lin himself was also a businessman who knew how to weigh the pros and cons. He had originally had a good impression of Zhou Ruohan, but the two of them had never been able to have a good talk before. Apart from Zhou Ruohan, he hasn't come into contact with many women in these years. If they get divorced, the two old professors in their family will have a big fight, and then they will arrange a blind date for him again. Jiang Lin felt that his luck might not always be so good. I can meet the girl I like again. If it was said that before, Jiang Lin had a good impression of Zhou Ruohan only because her looks met his aesthetic standards and she had a good personality. Now, after hearing her thoughts, he became even more interested. No one would dislike such a beautiful girl who is both contrasting and cute. Jiang Lin is a vulgar man, so it is still difficult to avoid it. At this moment, he heard Zhou Ruohan, who had a stunned look on her face and hadn't spoken a word yet, already started screaming in her heart. It was very noisy, but you could feel her happiness. Jiang Lin was influenced and felt happy. And he didn't seem to be narcissistic or overthinking. The girl in front of him probably really liked him. Jiang Lin heard her trying to suppress her happiness and said in a cold tone, "Okay, let's try it." But I couldn't help asking, how to try? Just start with a normal boyfriend-girlfriend date. If you think it's fast, then you can start with just being friends. Jiang Lin said. Not fast, not fast. I don't think it's fast if we get on the bus first and buy the ticket later tilde. Wow, is this what it feels like to finally see the light at the end of the tunnel? I'm going to fall in love with my husband. Something seems wrong? But it doesn't matter. I'm so happy. Jiang Lin listened to her cheerful voice and met her surprised eyes, but there was not much expression on that delicate little face. So Jiang Lin couldn't help but say one more sentence, "Actually, the preferences you asked Kumengyun to find out about me are a little different. What I said before was just an excuse. I don't like cold and intellectual women." Zhou Ruohan's eyes suddenly widened. He knew everything. And I have been doing it wrong all the time. Chapter 14. Good morning, Jiang Lin. Zhou Ruohan felt her own voice tremble when she heard it. All the sounds outside disappeared, and she heard herself asking, "Well, what kind do you like?" Jiang Lin smiled. "I didn't really understand it before, but I seem to have some feelings recently. How about you try being yourself? After all, we are husband and wife and we have to spend our lives together." On their way back, Zhou Ruohan had only one thought. Jiang Lin knows. He knows I'm pretending. He knows. He knows everything. It turns out I'm the clown, har 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 tilde woo 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 tilde, but my husband is so smart tilde he tilde. The car was very quiet, but not too quiet. In any case, the smile on Jiang Lin's face never faded. Being with Zhou Ruohan really helps me relieve my fatigue. Jiang Lin was looking forward to seeing her return to her true nature and appear in front of him. When they got home and were about to go back to their rooms, Zhou Ruohan stopped Jiang Lin and explained seriously and quietly, I'm not pretending. I really am like this in front of my students. I thought you like girls like this, so." At this time, she had taken off her glasses. Her myopia wasn't serious to begin with, but wearing glasses made her look unapproachable, so she always wore them to school. After she took it off, she looked innocent and soft. She said to Jiang Lin, "I might be a bit naughty with people close to me. I'm afraid you don't like me." After saying that, she gently bit her pink lips and looked at Jiang Lin nervously. Jiang Lin had already unbuttoned his tie and the top 2 buttons of his shirt. He smiled and said, "How do you know if you don't try?" Zhou Ruohan tilted her head slightly and stared at the smile on Jiang Lin's face for a while, then she smiled as well, as if she was relieved. "Okay, then I'll try." But Jiang Lin never thought that her ability to act was really so strong. The first night was actually fine, and the two of them got along well. The next morning, Jiang Lin only saw breakfast and a sticky note left on the table. It says, "I have classes today, so I'm going to school first. If breakfast is cold, heat it up before eating." The last sentence should have been added later. Jiang Lin could see that his handwriting paused there, but he still wrote it down carefully. "Good morning, Jiang Lin." Jiang Lin looked at his own name and felt that given Zhou Ruohan's personality, she might have wanted to write husband. Jiang Lin laughed to himself when he thought of this. "But I still finished my breakfast seriously and then went to the company." It's not surprising that Sun Mi came to Jiang Lin. He had a long meeting in the morning and didn't come out until almost 11 o'clock. As soon as I entered the office, I saw the woman waiting there. The woman looked okay, but her makeup was too thick. She was wearing a short black dress that reached her thighs when she sat down, revealing a pair of long white legs. When she saw Jiang Lin, she slowly stood up and called out, "Boss Jiang." Zhou Ruohan usually wears light makeup, which makes her look more comfortable. Jiang Lin was a little surprised that he suddenly thought of Zhou Ruohan. He guessed it was because he had been thinking about her a lot recently. Jiang Lin looked at Sun Mi and called out politely, "Miss Sun, sorry for the wait." Sun Mi saw that the man's eyes only stayed on her for a moment, then he walked to the back of the desk and sat down. The word "Miss Sun" made her look unhappy. When she and Jiang Lin met, they were both still students. He is a senior and I am a junior. At that time, Sun Mi thought Jiang Lin was a liar when he heard about their Linjiang comics studio. It wasn't until Jiang Lin came to the school to talk to her that she was attracted to him at first sight. No one doesn't like a handsome guy, especially since he came often during that period. The girls around asked Jiang Lin if he was her suitor. This greatly satisfied Sun Mi's vanity. Later, the contract was signed. But after signing the contract, she found out that Jiang Lin not only came to see her every day, but he also visited many authors one by one. But Sun Mi thought that as long as she made achievements, she would be different from him. She would accompany him in the early stage of entrepreneurship, and then maybe they could create some sparks together. As a result, the studio did succeed and has now become a medium-sized company. But she never thought that Jiang Lin would get married suddenly. At this time, Sun Mi sat down opposite Jiang Lin at his signal, her eyes reddened. "Jiang Lin, what did you mean by letting Xiao Liu say that to me yesterday? You knew that I would renew the contract if you just called and came to see me." Jiang Lin took the new contract and started reading it. Recently, the contracts of many old authors were about to expire, and he had not yet read the new contracts. After all, each person's contract must be different. At this time, he finally looked up at Sun Mi after hearing her words, "I just heard that you have no intention of renewing the contract. Xiao Liu said that you are an old author, otherwise he probably wouldn't have mentioned it to me specifically." Jiang Lin didn't respond to her ambiguous words. He was the boss, why should he sell himself to sign a contract? So if you had no money and nothing before, it would be like running a business. But now the conditions are met, and he has a wife, and he can also understand Sun Mi's thoughts. If I continue to do that, wouldn't I be a complete scumbag? Miss Sun, cooperation is something that requires both parties to be willing. I've been with you since your studio started. Don't you think I'm heartless? Sun Mi's voice was full of disbelief. But Jiang Lin looked at her speechlessly and said, "I paid you a full cent of the original royalties. We also spent a lot of money on promoting your comics, and we are just following the contract." Jiang Lin didn't know if what was in her mind was the same story where she accompanied him in his hard work to start a business and then was abandoned by him. "No, sister, in order to pay them for their royalties, Jiang Lin borrowed a lot of money from his sister. I have never owed a penny for my royalties, so no matter how hard it is, I am only suffering for myself." Sun Mi spoke as if he had really done something wrong to her. In fact, after signing the contract, Jiang Lin had a lot to do and rarely saw Sun Mi. Occasionally she would come to the studio and sit for a while. Every time this happened, Jiang Lin and his partner at the time thought she was here to ask for royalties. At this time, he looked at Sun Mi, who was embarrassed, and said helplessly, "Please think about this cooperation carefully. What I said is true. After all, the company is now interested in comic adaptation, and it will definitely give priority to its own authors." Sun Mi didn't know what he was thinking. He suddenly stood up and walked quickly to Jiang Lin. She was standing while Jiang Lin was sitting. He instinctively looked up, then pushed his feet forward and slid the chair back, creating some distance. "What are you doing?" Then he saw Sun Mi, who was originally going to sit on his lap, but because Jiang Lin moved too quickly, she sat directly on the ground. "Boss, it seems that the boss's wife is outside. They don't have many rules here, and the door is not even closed tightly, so Xiao Liu knocked on the door lightly, pushed it open and said." Zhou Ruohan, who was behind Xiao Liu, only heard a girl's scream and Jiang Lin's terrified look. Zhou Ruohan, who was holding a huge food box. Chapter 15. You almost want to jump out from behind your desk. Originally, Zhou Ruohan didn't want to come along. She followed the normal procedure and told the front desk that she was looking for Jiang Lin. Xiao Liu happened to pass by. Xiao Liu had met Zhou Ruohan before, although she had never been to the company before and she and Jiang Lin had never had a wedding banquet. But at that time Jiang Lin had just registered his marriage with her, and their relationship was pretty good at that time. There was one time when Jiang Lin drank too much at a social event, and Zhou Ruohan came to pick him up. Xiao Liu just wants to say that it is really hard to forget the boss lady's beauty once you see her once, not to mention her aura. So Xiao Liu called out hesitantly, "Boss lady." Wow! Everyone's eyes lit up when they heard it. Zhou Ruohan couldn't hold back her smile, her heart was spinning. She just liked hearing the name, boss lady, it really suited her. After all, the boss is Jiang Lin. But on the surface, he just smiled and nodded reservedly. In fact, she is not pretending to be cold and intellectual. At least she is really like that in front of outsiders. After confirming that he had not recognized the wrong person, Xiao Liu immediately and enthusiastically took her in. Knowing that there was someone in Jiang Lin's office, Zhou Ruohan still felt that it was not a good idea to disturb him. But Xiao Liu knew clearly how Sun Mi felt about her boss, and how his boss didn't want to talk to her, so he muttered, "No, the boss will be happy to see you." Then he knocked and pushed the door open in one go, thinking that he had saved the boss, so shouldn't he get a raise? Result. At this time, Jiang Lin still had a look of fear on his face. The main reason was that Sun Mi's action just now was too sudden. Now she has sat down on the ground. Their height, the scream, and her embarrassed appearance. Well, it looks a bit miserable. He was still in shock when he turned around and saw his wife's wide eyes and her harsh voice. Why did I hear a woman screaming? Is there really a vixen? No, my husband said no. You have to believe me. Wow. Who is this woman crawling up with disheveled hair? Jiang Lin's head was buzzing as he looked at the disheveled Sun Mi who was trying to get up from behind his desk with the help of something. This scene is scary and a bit ambiguous. After all, Sun Mi fell down, and her short and tight clothes were a bit messy. Xiao Liu. Jiang Lin shouted hurriedly, "Come and help Miss Sunday. Do you need an ambulance?" As he spoke, he took the time to say to Zhou Ruohan, "Wait for me." Xiao Liu finally came to his senses with a cry and hurried over. Finally, Zhou Ruohan also put down what she was holding and walked over. She took the lead over Xiao Liu and supported Sun Mi, who was trying to stand up with her hands on her waist. After all, she was a girl, so it seemed more appropriate for her. I guess that's why Jiang Lin didn't feel comfortable taking the initiative to help Sun Mi. Zhou Ruohan also noticed that her clothes were a mess, and because of the tight fit and short skirt, she was already showing some skin. Jiang Lin and Xiao Liu both politely looked away. Zhou Ruohan supported Sun Mi and asked in a low voice, "Do you need me to call an ambulance for you?" At this moment, Sun Mi just wanted to disappear on the spot. Who was the good guy who seduced him and made him fall on his butt? Woohoo! My butt hurts, and my waist hurts too. At this moment, she glared at Jiang Lin who didn't look at her, and felt like she was winking at a blind man. Then his gaze shifted to Zhou Ruohan who was supporting him. Sun Mi was stunned for a moment. What a beautiful girl. Even if she was a woman, she would think that the girl in front of her was so beautiful, right? Especially her pair of passionate peach blossom eyes were looking at her with concern at this moment, and she even kindly helped her pull her clothes. Sun Mi, who had just seduced Jiang Lin without blushing, now felt embarrassed when the girl looked at her. I'm fine. Jiang Lin coughed lightly and took the initiative to speak. "Wife, why are you here?" At this moment, he was thinking, "See. This is my wife. Such a beautiful wife. I will never cheat on her. I hope Sun Mi will really let him go." But his word, wife, stunned the three people present. My husband called me his wife. For the first time. He, husband and wife sound like a perfect match. Wow, I really like my husbands today too. Love it. I wonder if my husband can call me that every day. Then I will definitely be the happiest wife. Jiang Lin's wife shy. Xiao Liu looked confused. He wondered how the boss and the boss's wife could have such a good relationship. Sun Mi was completely confused, and his expression, which had originally been grimacing in pain, froze. Is this Jiang Lin's wife? No wonder Jiang Lin despises her. Zhou Ruohan was already very happy at this moment, but she couldn't see it on her face. She was very calm. It's just that get out of class is over, and I thought I'd come to see if you were free to have dinner together. I have to go to the library near your company later. I just sent you a message. Jiang Lin glanced at the phone on the desk. He had just come out of the meeting and saw Sun Mi waiting for him. He had no time to check his phone. Finally, Xiao Liu sent Sun Mi, who was holding his waist and looking dazed, out. Jiang Lin heaved a sigh of relief. Sun Mi never had any physical contact with anyone when he pursued them before. Fortunately, I dodged quickly, otherwise, if it was such a coincidence that my wife came today, I would not be able to explain myself even if I jumped into the Yellow River. However, he was still a little worried that Zhou Ruohan would misunderstand him, so he looked over and was about to explain, just now. But he met her eyes, which were full of happiness and contentment without any concealment. He looked calm and elegant when someone was around just now, but now he looked stupid. In my heart, I kept repeating to myself, my husband calls me wife Tilda. To be honest, she looks like a silly girl who ran away after being deceived. Who would have thought that she was studying physics? Jiang Lin sighed, stood up and held her shoulders lightly with his hand. Sit down and talk. Did you bring food? I'll explain what happened just now. Speaking of food, Zhou Ruohan sighed and finally came to her senses. Yes, I came here after I finished cooking. Completely forgetting the excuse she had just given about stopping by after class, she looked at Jiang Lin expectantly. I don't know if you like it or not, but you posted a status before saying that you like spicy food, but I remember that your stomach isn't very good, so I made some of both spicy and non-spicy food. Jiang Lin was a little surprised, but he still smiled and said thank you. After they sat down side by side, he watched Zhou Ruohan happily open the lunch box. Jiang Lin was a little curious. Don't you want to ask what happened just now? Aren't you jealous? That scene just now was quite misleading, wasn't it? Unexpectedly, Zhou Ruohan just smiled, without stopping her hand movements. I can see that, from the look on your face just now, you almost wanted to jump out from behind your desk. The smile on her lips was very sweet. She turned her head and glanced at Jiang Lin. How could I misunderstand this? Isn't that just being unreasonable? I will always trust my husband unconditionally Tilda. He is not that kind of person. I have good taste Tilda. Chapter 16. Can you help me paint it? Jiang Lin finally understood why so many people like sensible girlfriends. Really, the difference between having intelligence and having no intelligence is really obvious. The reason why the friend who had previously worked with Jiang Lin to open a studio suddenly quit was because his girlfriend at the time was very jealous. If you want to be jealous, you can call it a hobby. But the other party has already reached the point of being unreasonable. It's the kind of thing that as long as her boyfriend is in the same space with the opposite sex, no matter if there are other people around, her boyfriend will be very far away from the opposite sex. That girl will be jealous. But is it possible to not have contact with the opposite sex while working? This left a deep impression on Jiang Lin, who was a senior at the time. I'm afraid I'll meet a girl like this in the future. But his friend thought that this was a sign of the other person's love for him, so he actually ran away at the last minute, leaving a mess for Jiang Lin. I heard that they finally got married. By the way, one important point is that the girl's family is very rich, and his former partner is living off her and enjoying himself. But Jiang Lin couldn't accept this kind of love at all. At this time, she heard Zhou Ruohan smiling and expressing her thoughts, and she was shouting in her heart that her husband was right and that she should believe in her husband's brainwashed inner thoughts. Jiang Lin smiled and said, "Thank you for the organization's trust, but I still want to talk about this matter. I don't like misunderstandings." Jiang Lin briefly explained Sun Mi's situation and emphasized once more, she and I have always had an ordinary cooperative relationship. All the contract records are still there. Zhou Ruohan looked at Jiang Lin with seriousness in her eyes. After he finished speaking, he nodded. I know, Jiang Lin, a person's eyes can reveal a lot of things. She smiled and pointed to her eyes. I can see it myself, and I believe you. In fact, if Sun Mi had come into contact with Jiang Lin just now, she would probably have felt a little uncomfortable. Well, possessiveness is something that you will definitely have as long as you like someone. But the fear on Jiang Lin's face and the look of eagerness to escape made Zhou Ruohan feel at ease. So she felt that the time they could spend together was limited, and there was no need to waste it on unimportant people and things. Jiang Lin could hear her thoughts and felt relieved at this moment. This mind-reading skill is great, he really likes it. There will be absolutely no misunderstanding. The two of them had lunch in the office, and Zhou Ruohan was an excellent cook. But before, Jiang Lin only ate more breakfast because they were too busy, and they would go out to eat together occasionally. This was the first time he had eaten a meal cooked by Zhou Ruohan. Jiang Lin praised her for her delicious cooking. Zhou Ruohan smiled and explained, "I went abroad to study too early, so I had to learn everything by myself. When I became an adult, my mother returned to China and no longer accompanied me to study." Jiang Lin discovered that after they talked it out, Zhou Ruohan was no longer tense and actually loved to laugh. "He looks younger when he smiles. Actually, I'm not that old. And judging from her inner voice, she is actually a little girl with a child's mind." The meal took quite a long time. But he gained a lot, and Jiang Lin felt like he understood her better. After finishing her meal, although Zhou Ruohan was grumbling in her heart and didn't want to leave, she packed up without hesitation. Jiang Lin was in a good mood. He was quite annoyed at the meeting in the morning, and then Sun Mi came and made him even more annoyed. But now, Zhou Ruohan, who was muttering and acting coquettishly in her heart, has healed them all. Their hands touched when he helped clean up. Zhou Ruohan froze for a moment, then looked up at Jiang Lin and whispered, I'm shy. I'll just say it bluntly because I'm shy about touching your hand." Jiang Lin was stunned for a moment, then he couldn't help laughing. "Professor Zhou, you are a little cute." The person who was praised for being cute pursed his lips and suppressed his smile. He took up the lid that the two of them were about to touch, and after covering it, he said, "The one who just called me wife, now I call you Professor Zhou." His voice was even quieter than before and he blushed as he finished speaking. He sat up straight, trying to appear not to be weak at all. But she didn't dare to look Jiang Lin in the eye, and her face was getting redder and redder. I guess they talked about it the night before, because she took off her glasses while eating just now. Without her glasses, Zhou Ruohan's emotions became more obvious, even a little too frank. This was something Jiang Lin didn't expect. After she finished talking about calling me wife, he kept silent, but the expectant expression on his face was too obvious, wasn't he it? Jiang Lin thought to himself, "You call me husband hundreds of times in your heart every day, but you never call me husband out loud." He raised his eyebrows and said, "Well, I called you my wife, so it's not too much for you to reciprocate and call me husband, right?" He watched her hands stirring gently, and her snow-white teeth bit her lips nervously, but her face blushed and she dared not speak. Jiang Lin was not in a hurry. He turned to the drawer and took out the burn ointment he bought in the morning. "Did you apply it on your hands last night?" It seemed that he didn't force herself to call her husband. Zhou Ruohan couldn't tell whether she was relieved or disappointed. Maybe both. "I had called out to him 1,000 times in my heart, but now that he told me to call out to him in person, I couldn't say it out loud. Well, mainly because I'm still a little shy. I applied it last night." Zhou Ruohan remembered that her hand was injured after he reminded her. Jiang Lin walked up to her with the burn ointment and looked at Zhou Ruohan's hand on her leg. She went to class in the morning, still wearing a white shirt and black trousers. Jiang Lin discovered that she always dressed like this when she went to class. She was very conventional, but she would not give anyone any reason to criticize her for her clothes. At this time, the pair of white and slender hands were placed on the legs. They looked white and beautiful against the black trousers, and the burn mark was somewhat conspicuous. "Your hand is for the experiment, why are you so careless? Apply it." Jiang Lin gently placed the burn ointment in front of her. Unexpectedly, Zhou Ruohan just blinked, and as if she had mustered up the courage, she stretched out her hand in front of Jiang Lin and said seriously, "This is for my right hand, my left hand is not flexible. Can you help me apply it?" Jiang Lin looked at the hand stretched out in front of him and wanted to remind her that she was the one who applied the makeup herself last night. But he was not so unromantic. He reached out and held the hand that was extended to him. The girl's hands were white, small and soft, completely different from his own. Jiang Lin took the burn ointment beside him, and Zhou Ruohan considerately opened the lid. She opened her big eyes and looked at Jiang Lin expectantly. "My husband's hands are so hot. Her hands feel like they are melting. In fact, it's not just the hands, their whole person is about to melt." Chapter 17. So will the boss lady come here more often? As expected by Jiang Lin, while applying the medicine, he was on a roller coaster in her heart again. But you can't tell from the surface at all. He seemed quite calm, even expressionless. Jiang Lin finally applied the burn ointment when he heard her shouting in her head that she wanted to go to the beach and ask her husband to apply sunscreen all over her body. His face looked a little unnatural. Looking at the back of my hand, which is still a little red, fortunately I applied it in time yesterday, so it is not swollen. But the red is still very conspicuous on the white back of the hand. Jiang Lin took her hand and put it to his mouth and blew gently. This is a habitual action. Jiang Lin doesn't know whether others can do it, but he has this habit. The warm air blew over the back of my hand where I had just applied the ointment, and it felt cool. Zhou Ruohan felt like for a moment, she was completely stunned, and even the noisy words in her heart stopped. Jiang Lin felt unexpectedly quiet. He looked up at Zhou Ruohan, met her blank gaze, put down her hand and apologized. "I'm sorry, I'm too used to it." Zhou Ruohan felt a little disappointed when she saw him let go of her hand. "It's okay. I'll go back first." Jiang Lin watched her clench her hands, looking like she was about to leave. Remind her of the excuse she just used. "Aren't you going to the library?" Zhou Ruohan had just made up this excuse, and only remembered it after he reminded her. "Yes, I'll go. In fact, they have a study at home, and there are really a lot of books in it." The two people's study rooms are separate. Mainly because sometimes both of them need quiet space. When Zhou Ruohan moved in, she brought so many books that Jiang Lin was stunned. Fortunately, he accepted it quickly. After all, in his family, everyone except him was an intellectual and had a larger collection of books. So Jiang Lin connected the two rooms on the first floor and turned it into Zhou Ruohan's study. There aren't many books that she can go to the library to find. But now that I have said it, I have to go whether I want to or not. Jiang Lin couldn't help laughing when he saw that she obviously didn't remember the incident. "If you don't want to go, go back. Next time, if you just say you want to have dinner with me, I think I'll be happier." The girl, who was originally a little confused, became visibly happy when she heard his words. The corners of her mouth turned up and her beautiful big eyes curved into crescents. That cold and intellectual exterior can no longer be maintained. It just makes people feel cute and, how should I put it, it makes people feel itchy and want to reach out and pinch her face. Jiang Lin couldn't help rubbing his fingers on his side, but decided not to touch her. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't be able to drive properly when she returned. Who knows what was going on in her mind? Jiang Lin stood up helplessly and helped her carry the lunch box. "Let me take you out. I have a meeting this afternoon, so I probably can't take you there." Zhou Ruohan walked side by side with him obediently, but her heart was surprisingly calm at this moment, which made Jiang Lin couldn't help but look at her a few more times. Jiang Lin's current company is a developing small to medium-sized company with not many employees. Normally this time is the time for rest and nap, so there shouldn't be many people here. But today, when Jiang Lin just opened the door and walked out, he saw that the office was almost full. "Jiang Lin, I always feel that people are never so gathered together during meetings." He was speechless, and Zhou Ruohan next to him was also confused by the unanimous gazes looking at him. However, she put on her glasses again before going out. Standing next to Jiang Lin, she still looked like the cold and beautiful Professor Zhu. Only Jiang Lin could hear her restless heart. "My husband's employees are all working so hard. Are they looking at us? Do they think we are a good match? He tilde a perfect match tilde. If I had known there were so many people watching, I would have changed into something nicer. Oops, that was a mistake. I'm not familiar with the job. I'll get more familiar with it after coming here a couple of times. Does my husband mind if I come twice more?" He didn't say anything, so he probably doesn't mind. "Okay, it's decided." Jiang Lin glanced at the people who were acting in their own dramas, and said with a smile, "Let's go, don't worry about them, they are probably curious about what my wife looks like." As he said that, he stretched out his hand, lightly hugged her shoulders without completely touching her, and walked out with her. He was concerned that she would feel uncomfortable with any physical contact. But Zhou Ruohan probably didn't think so. Her footsteps suddenly paused, and she took a small step back, a very small step, and then she took the initiative to fall into Jiang Lin's arms. Jiang Lin only felt half of his body warming up, and a soft body leaned in his arms. Hug tilde my husband is too gentlemanly, it bothers me, but it doesn't matter, I will help." Hey, hubby, do you still have chest muscles? They must be very beautiful." I wonder when you would like me to touch them tilde slurp, just take a look. Jiang Lin hurriedly hugged her and walked out, interrupting her thoughts that were about to go wrong again. Did you drive here? Yes, I drove here by myself, and I can go back by myself. The two of them walked to the door. Suddenly, a laughing voice came from behind. Goodbye, boss lady, come often. Goodbye, boss lady. The boss lady is beautiful tilde. A good match tilde. This is a company with a lot of young people. Once someone takes the lead, this group of people becomes lawless. Jiang Lin turned around and glared at them as if in a warning, originally fearing that the person he was hugging would feel shy. What if I feel embarrassed to come next time? He still enjoyed spending lunch with her. But he was obviously overthinking it. The smile on the face of the person next to him was obvious, and his tone of voice rose a little uncontrollably, probably because he was happy. Your employees have good taste. Jiang Lin looked at her with a smile. Which sentence do you think is good? Beautiful. Unexpectedly, Zhou Ruohan stopped and pressed the key in her hand. A white Mercedes-Benz parked on the side of the road flashed its lights. She reached out and took the lunchbox from Jiang Lin's hand. After everything was ready, he looked at Jiang Lin and said seriously, "No, it's because when they said we were a good match, I thought they had really good taste." After saying that, she didn't dare to look at Jiang Lin. I'm going back. Goodbye. Then he turned around and walked quickly towards his car, his heart beating fast. I said it again. I have achieved the daily flirting achievement. Just as she opened the car door and was about to get in, Jiang Lin's smiling voice came from not far behind her. I also think they have good taste, and everything they say is quite good. Zhou Ruohan looked at him, and even through the lenses she could see that his eyes were bright and beautiful. Jiang Lin asked slowly when she looked over, so, will the boss lady come here often? Chapter 18, showing you something for adults. The proprietress was shouting yes, 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 yes in her heart like a tape recorder, and she was almost singing. Jiang Lin heard it even from a distance. But what she said was, I'll try my best. Bye. Then before the car door closed, Jiang Lin heard her complaining about his stubbornness. It's better not to say this. The tone was annoyed and a little frustrated. Jiang Lin could understand, she had gotten used to this way of getting along and talking. This is not easy to change. But has that changed now? I used to only dare to say everything in my heart, but now it's like a kitten stretching out its claws, carefully testing me, and there are always words that I dare not say except in my heart. Jiang Lin thought this was a good thing and he just needed to take it slow. The main thing is that some people look bold, but they dare to think anything in their hearts. In fact, she blushed as soon as she was teased and turned and ran away. Only after watching the car drive away did Jiang Lin turn around and go back to the company. As soon as I entered the company, I was pulled by several managers with whom I had a good relationship and sat on chairs that had been prepared long ago. As we said, this is a young company, so we don't have many rules. They are all about the same age, or slightly younger than Jiang Lin. The group of people, led by Xiao Liu, surrounded Jiang Lin and asked, Boss, the boss lady is a professor. Such a young professor. No, that's not the point. Where can I go on a blind date to meet such a beautiful professor? With such beauty, how happy her students must be in school. If my college professor was like this, I would definitely not fail the class. Jiang Lin had been listening to them with a smile on his face. When he heard that he would not fail the course, he slowly spoke, You will probably fail. Your boss's wife teaches physics. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone fell silent. Although some of them are top students who graduated from prestigious universities. But this is the boss lady who can teach university physics. Jiang Lin felt that he was a little childish, but he didn't stop talking. My wife is probably what you call a genius. Although she is young, she is very capable. As he spoke, he stood up and smiled at the manager who had just asked where he could go on a blind date to meet such a beautiful professor. Don't dream about it in broad daylight. It's probably hard to find another one as perfect as this. Then he turned and left. Among the silent crowd, someone whispered, although he is the boss, he really deserves a beating for his cocky look. It's okay, it's not the first day I've eaten lemons. Woohoo! Boss, you're really a dog. As expected, there are no good bosses. Jiang Lin walked into the office amid their jealous and deliberate banter, and then said to Xiao Liu with a smile, Come on, order afternoon tea for them. They keep yelling here every day. The people who were originally complaining in low voices started shouting, "Long live the boss." Jiang Lin likes his company and this working environment very much. Relax when you should relax, and work hard when you should work hard. This is the working environment that young people dream of. After Zhou Ruohan came out of Jiang Lin's company, she did not go home, but went to find Ku Mengyun. It's true that I bought the battle robe last time, but didn't I use it? She knows nothing about relationships and really needs a military advisor. Ku Mengyun is a typical rich second generation, her family is wealthy, so now she is just a small internet celebrity. The kind that shares beauty products and some store visits. She is very Buddhist. Although she is a little famous, she updates very slowly. Because she just wanted to find a job to stop her family from saying that she was not doing her job properly. So I don't really care about it. Every day is really free. When Zhou Ruohan found her, she was having afternoon tea in her own cafe. There aren't many people at this time. Ku Mengyun opened the cafe for fun. After all, being an internet celebrity is not considered a proper job in the eyes of her family. She just opened a shop, isn't that a proper business? When Zhou Ruohan came in, the girl who worked here part-time smiled and called out, "Sister Ruohan, Sister Mengyun is at the old position." Zhou Ruohan smiled, said thank you and went over. Ku Mengyun waved when she saw her friend coming. "Hey, pretty, what would you like to drink? Where did it come from? You look so happy and smiling." "No, I should say your eyes are full of spring, it's really attractive tilde." Ku Mengyun has known Zhou Ruohan for so many years, but she still gets dazed when she sees her for the first time. Wow, her best friend is so pretty. Zhou Ruohan sat opposite her and said with a smile, "Hey, how did you know that I just finished dinner with my husband and came to see you? I don't want coffee, my husband just made me some tea." Ku Mengyun. He looked at her with a fake smile. "I just found out that you came from your husband's place. Why? Are you here to show off your affection?" She looked at the undisguised happiness on Zhou Ruohan's face. "I really don't understand, how could Jiang Lin have endured being married for 2 years and still not accept such a pretty and innocent girl? I have to find some time to ask Song Ziki whether Jiang Lin is all show and no use." Jiang Lin, who was in the office, sneezed several times and muttered, "Didn't I treat you to afternoon tea? Why are you scolding me? These guys shouldn't go too far." Ku Mengyun looked at Zhou Ruohan, who was looking at him expectantly in silence for a long time. "You told me that you two have been married for 2 years and are still having pure love. You haven't even held hands." Her voice was slow, as if she didn't understand. "If it really doesn't work, can't you get on the bus first and buy the ticket later?" Zhou Ruohan was misled. "Actually, I thought so in my heart, but Jiang Lin." She blinked, as if thinking, "I think he respects me and our relationship. He, my husband is so nice." But Ku Mengyun slammed the table and said, "This is not a question of respect or not. You two, with people like you, can't you just look at him every day? She has good looks, a good figure, and brains, but forget it, Zhou Ruohan has no brains at all when it comes to Jiang Lin. With such a perfect wife candidate, Jiang Lin is going for pure love." Ku Mengyun felt that she might have gone to the flower market too many times. She thought that if a love-minded beauty like Zhou Ruohan were her wife, she would be locked up and treated like this every day. Zhou Ruohan couldn't help it anymore, and said to Ku Mengyun seriously, "Jiang Lin is not bad at all, don't keep saying that to him. This is not the first time." Although Zhou Ruohan knows that it might be Ku Mengyun's catchphrase, she still feels bad. Ku Mengyun apologized immediately. "I'm sorry, I'm a bit rude, but that's not what I meant." After all, she knew how much Zhou Ruohan protected Jiang Lin, so she would not argue. At this time, she held her phone in front of Zhou Ruohan and said, "I'll show you something that adults should watch. It's not that pure love is not allowed, but I think it's more suitable for you to get on the bus first and buy the ticket later." "Really? Zhou Ruohan? Is that so? Is there something wrong?" Chapter 19, This Kind of Innocent Girl Next Door Style, Will My Husband Like It? Zhou Ruohan always felt that Ku Mengyun, as an adult, was not very reliable. How can I explain this? If you want to say this, she is already 26 years old this year and has taken physiology classes. I understand basic common sense. It's about getting on the bus first and buying the ticket later, she secretly agrees with it in her heart. But in terms of behavior, she is a coward. At this time, he handed the phone he had finished reading to Kumengyun, with a suspicious blush on his face. The video above shows a woman in a maid costume teaching how to please her husband. Or maybe Kumengyun knew that this was a public place and it was just an explanatory video. The kind where there is only a female lead but no male lead. But Zhou Ruohan still felt a little uncomfortable. At this point, he read the beginning and handed the phone back, then said dryly, "I feel like I need a good teacher. I don't need this yet." Seeing her friend blushing, Kumengyun wondered how she could take the initiative. She sighed, "It's June now." "Well, your school will be on summer vacation next month. Why don't you just celebrate your summer vacation?" Kumengyun really couldn't think of any other festivals in the next 2 months. Zhou Ruohan's birthday is in September. Or is Jiang Lin's birthday in these 2 months? Kumengyun looked at Zhou Ruohan and said, "It's quite troublesome to find a reason." Zhou Ruohan shook her head, "No, Jiang Lin's birthday is in March. That's even further away." Kumengyun wanted to sigh, "Why don't you just drink some wine, pretend to be drunk, and then sneak into his room directly?" Zhou Ruohan's bright big eyes looked straight at Kumengyun. Kumengyun stared at her for a while, but in the end, because her eyes were not as big as hers, she looked away and sighed, "Well, what do you say we should do? Actually, I just want to ask, who pursued whom between you and Song Ziki? How did you pursue each other?" Kumengyun was never willing to talk about her relationship with Song Ziki, so even Zhou Ruohan didn't know much. At this time, the only person she could confide in was Kumengyun. Yes, Zhou Ruohan plans to pursue Jiang Lin. Since Jiang Lin thinks they should start with an ordinary relationship, then naturally I have to cooperate. But she still hopes to be able to control this progress bar in her own hands. The main reason is that Jiang Lin is too busy. Although she is busy too, isn't her summer vacation coming up soon? You don't have to go to class to go to the lab, so you still have time. For Zhou Ruohan, pursuing someone doesn't necessarily have to be done by a boy. She likes Jiang Lin, she likes him very much. She even mustered up the courage to improve her favorability in front of the 2 old professors. So now, it seems that there is nothing wrong with actively pursuing Jiang Lin. So at this moment she was really looking at Kumengyun with full anticipation. Kumengyun. There are some things that she doesn't want to mention. Is it possible that she feels a little embarrassed? Jiang Lin knew nothing about this and was unable to go home for dinner that night. A quick meal that we ate together in the office. It was already past 8 in the evening when he finished his work. But there are still many people working overtime in the company. Jiang Lin glanced at the time. If it were a normal time, he would probably just deal with the less important documents that had been put aside. But today he thought of Zhou Ruohan coming with a lunchbox at noon. Finally Jiang Lin decided to go off work. Well, he is a married man, and I was the one who said that they should get along well. If you want to get along well, you must always give each other time to get along. After Jiang Lin walked out of the company and got into the car, he hesitated for a moment and then called Zhou Ruohan. The call was picked up quickly. From her voice, I felt like she was very happy. The ending tone of her voice was rising. "Hello Tilda. Do you want to have a midnight snack? I'll go back now." Jiang Lin didn't even realize that there was a smile in his voice. Zhou Ruohan hesitated for a moment before speaking carefully, "But I'm not very hungry now, and it's still early. If I refuse you, will I have no chance to have supper with you tonight?" Jiang Lin was stunned for a moment, then said, "Of course not. If you think it's still early now, we can go out to eat later. Then I'll go home first and we can go out to eat together later." "Okay Tilda, then I'll wait for you at home Tilda." There was a distinct lightness in the voice on the other end, and Jiang Lin was sure that he had heard it correctly. In fact, he was in a good mood when he heard the words, "I'm waiting for you at home." After hanging up the phone, Jiang Lin took a look at himself in the mirror with a smile on his face and said with a sigh, "You've been hooked again, Jiang Lin, you look like you haven't seen the world." After saying this, he laughed at himself. Jiang Lin felt that he was very happy to be with a girl he liked at first sight, even if it was just a tentative relationship. It's a pity that they were too busy and too cautious in the past 2 years. 2 years wasted. But fortunately it's not too late now. When Jiang Lin got home and opened the door, he saw the person who was sitting on the sofa and probably watching TV suddenly stood up, turned his little face towards him, and smiled sweetly, "You're back Tilda." Jiang Lin was stunned for a moment when he saw the clothes she was wearing. Before, when Zhou Ruohan and he were at home, they were usually in their own rooms or study. The two of them don't look like a couple, but more like roommates sharing a house. Both of them have their own independent space. Even when they meet at home, Zhou Ruohan's clothes are always neat and not revealing too much. But maybe because the weather was hot, the girl was wearing a white vest and black shorts. If you want to say that there is anything special about this, it's actually nothing special. There are many girls on the street who dress like this. But Zhou Ruohan has a good figure. Their vest is tight, which makes her curves more complete and her waist look thinner. The exposed legs are long, straight and white. At this moment, she stood there with a slender figure, her skin gleaming brightly under the light. How to say it, Jiang Lin felt it was tempting. Normally he rarely stares at other people of the opposite sex on the street, which could easily make people think he is a pervert. But at this moment he could stare at his wife. He hummed and said, "I'm back." Zhou Ruohan was already jogging over. Her long hair was not tied up, and as she moved, a few strands of hair fluttered gently and stuck to her porcelain white face. The girl ran to Jiang Lin with the fragrance on her body, then looked up at him with sparkling eyes. "Then do you want to take a shower first? It's still early." As he said this, he naturally reached out and took the tie in his hand. This is what Jiang Lin just took off. The dark red tie was gently entangled in her beautiful hands. The contrast between dark red and white seems full of suggestion. Jiang Lin took a deep breath and felt that he might not have rewarded himself for a long time. Otherwise, why is there this sudden rapid heartbeat and breathing? Then he heard it the next second. This kind of innocent girl next door style, will my husband like it? Chapter 20. My parents asked us to give them a grandson as soon as possible. Jiang Lin. If you like me, don't say it. Don't say it. Before, Jiang Lin insisted on asking him what type of girls he liked, but he really couldn't answer. If I have to say, I just like good-looking people who get along well with me. There is no specific style. He is just a vulgar person, the kind who will look a few more times at a pretty girl. It's just a few more glances. Who doesn't he like to look at beautiful girls? I believe everyone has this normal thinking. But if you say that all pretty girls like it, that's bullshit. At this moment, Jiang Lin heard her inner thoughts and the little look in her eyes that tried to steal a glance at him, and the corners of his mouth curled up. This time, he didn't hesitate to reach out and touch her head. Is the air conditioning a bit cold? Although the clothes she wore were not revealing, it must be quite cold to stay in the air conditioner for so long, right? Their house has central air conditioning on the first floor. Zhou Ruohan always felt like her inner thoughts were seen through by others. She felt a little shy when he asked her, and whispered, "Well, it's actually okay. I adjusted it up a bit. So it's not too cold. And I changed into this set after receiving a call from my husband Tilder." Jiang Lin smiled, "Then I'll go back and change my clothes first. I won't take a shower, but will come back later to take a shower." He reached out and took the tie from Zhou Ruohan's hand. The dark red tie gently slid across her delicate white skin, making Zhou Ruohan feel a slight heat from the friction, and she let go of her hand. Jiang Lin turned around and went upstairs. After walking a few steps, he suddenly said, "Actually, you look good in anything you wear." After saying that, she went upstairs. Even on the second floor, I could still hear her moaning in her heart, and she kept saying like a tape recorder how much her husband praised her. Just like a little kid. Cute, and sexy. Zhou Ruohan's appearance is somewhat domineering. Both her looks and figure are very aggressive. But her real personality is so cute. Jiang Lin felt that he had really made a profit. Jiang Lin couldn't help but took a quick shower, mainly because it was too hot and he was sweating. When he came downstairs after changing into a plain t-shirt and jeans, he found that the people downstairs had also changed their clothes. Both of them wore the same black and white t-shirts, but Zhou Ruohan did not change into shorts. From this perspective, the two of them look like they are wearing couple outfits. Jiang Lin raised his eyebrows and looked at her. "We have a tacit understanding." He paused. "That one was also very nice." Zhou Ruohan's lips curled up slightly after being praised. "Then I'll wear it at home for you to see, but I won't wear it like that when I go out." As she spoke, she had already walked to Jiang Lin's side. "Shall we go? If my husband likes it, I will only wear it for him to see. I don't know if he will like the stockings and QQ pajamas I just bought." Jiang Lin's steps as he was walking out suddenly became unsteady. "No. Why are they still wearing stockings and QQ pajamas? Is this so exciting? Zhou Ruohan, who was standing by, didn't know why he suddenly seemed to be unsteady on his feet, so she quickly reached out to support him, and because she was close to him, she naturally leaned her body against him. What's wrong? Zhou Ruohan asked worriedly. Jiang Lin's face looked a little strange, and he shook his head. Nothing. What do you want to eat? It's so late, how about some porridge? There's a porridge shop across from the community. Jiang Lin only realized after listening to her that there were many shops opened near the community. He seldom noticed these things in normal times. And listening to Zhou Ruohan's tone, I always feel that she seems very familiar. Do you often go out for midnight snacks? It's okay. Sometimes I come back from the lab too late, or I get hungry while reading at night, so I go. Zhou Ruohan and Jiang Lin walked out side by side. The weather was good tonight and they could see the stars, which made them feel good. There are a few good shops over there, she introduced in a serious tone. This suddenly reminded Jiang Lin that Zhou Ruohan had also come to him carefully and knocked on the door to ask him if he wanted to have a midnight snack. Jiang Lin was usually still busy at that time, and he actually didn't have a habit of eating midnight snacks, so he declined. What was Zhou Ruohan's expression at that time? Jiang Lin didn't remember. He didn't seem to even look at her for a second at that time. So after being rejected, she just went to have supper alone, right? Thinking of this, Jiang Lin couldn't help but look at her a few more times. The girl's profile was very clean, and even without makeup you could tell that her skin was in good condition. The corners of her mouth were slightly raised, and her pink little mouth was introducing him to a restaurant that she thought was delicious. Perhaps because she hadn't heard Jiang Lin's response, she suddenly turned her head to look at Jiang Lin and met his gaze. Zhou Ruohan was stunned for a moment, then reached out and touched her face. Is there something on your face? No, you must have heard a lot of people say you are beautiful, right? Jiang Lin said with a smile. Some of them were stunned. Then he watched the development process of Steam Girl live. In just a few minutes, the girl's face turned red. His eyes flickered and his voice became stammering. Really? Really? Are you okay? Even though he said that, he couldn't control the smile on his face. Zhou Ruohan's mind was a little confused. Whenever she looked at Jiang Lin, she seemed unable to control her thoughts. The most important thing is the mouth. For example, now, she blurted out, I'm so beautiful, can you hold my hand? You shouldn't be at a disadvantage, right? The sound is getting smaller and smaller. His head was also lowered. My mind screamed with regret. The transition from the beginning to the end was too fast before he could even finish the sentence, wasn't it? Jiang Lin thought it was funny, but he still reached out to take her hand and held it in his. He explained, I don't have much experience getting along with girls, especially in relationships. I'm afraid that I'll be abrupt if I move too fast. So if you have anything to say, just say it directly. Didn't we agree to get along well? The man who was annoyed by what he blurted out blushed again because Jiang Lin held his hand and continued to steam him. She just responded with an "oh" to what Jiang Lin said. Anyway, Jiang Lin felt that she didn't listen. But the little hand he was holding was not obedient and moved a few times in his palm. Jiang Lin didn't know what she was going to do, but he still loosened his hand. Then he felt the soft little hand moving, slowly squeezing out from between his fingers, and finally their hands were interlocked, and she shook it happily. He tilted his head and looked at Jiang Lin, who was smiling at him. The redness on the pink little face just one tea fade away. Jiang Lin couldn't help but smile when he looked at her. I originally thought that she might not have listened to what I just said. After all, she seemed to be too shy. Didn't he expect that a top student is really a top student? Didn't he just walk into the store and sit down? Jiang Lin had just taken a sip of water when he heard her say, since you said I can tell you anything, I'll tell you. Jiang Lin nodded without any defense. Well, go ahead. My parents asked us to give them a grandson as soon as possible. Zhou Ruohan said it all in one go, and then looked straight at Jiang Lin. Jiang Lin. Chapter 21. Do you want to move in with me? Jiang Lin looked at Zhou Ruohan in front of him. Although I asked you to speak directly, but these things. It doesn't have to be so straight, right? The first thing you say is to make a baby? At this time, Jiang Lin had clearly discovered that the biggest gap between himself and Zhou Ruohan was that Zhou Ruohan was very simple-minded. This doesn't mean she is stupid. It's because her living environment may be different from that of Jiang Lin, who deals with those savvy businessmen. Zhou Ruohan's living environment has always been quite simple. She has been in school since she was a child and she is still in school now. When I was young, I studied. When I grew up, I became a teacher and did experiments. So often when she is talking to people close to her, she tends to think, oh, you want me to say it directly, right? Then just say it directly. This is completely different from Jiang Lin's approach, who always considers leaving some way out for both parties before speaking. To put it simply, Jiang Lin speaks ambiguously, but Zhou Ruohan is straightforward. This kind of personality is also likable. Although Jiang Lin's tone was helpless at this time, he did not feel disgusted in his heart. I even started to think that maybe I shouldn't apply the same business methods to their interactions with each other. After all, compared to Zhou Ruohan's honesty, it seemed that he had not done enough. Zhou Ruohan was stunned for a moment when she heard his words. Too direct. I'm sorry, but there's actually nothing to prepare for. Did you forget that we have to go back to your parents' place for dinner tomorrow? Your parents' place. After saying that, she looked at Jiang Lin carefully. They have been married for 2 years. Although their relationship is not very good, they go home together for dinner every month. Return to Jiang Lin's home. As for Zhou Ruohan, her father died when she was 18 years old. In the following years, her mother often flew around the world to travel. Her parents loved each other very much, but her mother was actually afraid of returning to a home without a father, so she always traveled to different countries. Even when Zhou Ruohan and Jiang Lin got their marriage certificate, she only took time to come back and take a look and see them once. From then on, it would be good if we could see each other once a year. It's not that she doesn't love Zhou Ruohan. But Mother Zhou spent the first half of her life taking care of her husband and accompanying her daughter, and she lost herself. At this point Zhou Ruohan just hopes that she is happy. So Jiang Lin felt that he was quite lucky because he didn't have to deal with his wife's father-in-law and mother-in-law. Hearing Zhou Ruohan's reminder, Jiang Lin nodded. I remember, I'll go home to pick you up tomorrow. You don't have classes in the afternoon, right? Do you remember my schedule? Zhou Ruohan's voice was full of surprise, and then she tried to suppress it. I'll wait for you at home this afternoon. I just want to tell you in advance that my parents may also mention the child tomorrow. My husband remembers my class schedule to round it off, he cares about me. Caring about me doesn't mean he has me in his heart. Having me in his heart doesn't mean he likes me. He carrot. I told my husband in advance about my parents urging me to have a baby. Oh, it's all my fault. I could have said before that I was too busy, but this is the same excuse every time. I don't think my parents will believe it so easily this time. I'm worried. Jiang Lin only then realized that his parents had been urging him to have a baby for a long time. But he has never experienced this before, which only means that Zhou Ruohan has always helped him to block this matter. The porridge just arrived. Because it was a casserole porridge, it was still steaming when it came up. Through the rising white smoke, Jiang Lin saw Zhou Ruohan politely say thank you to the waiter and looked at the girl's fair little face. Sometimes I feel that such a simple girl, a girl who likes to cry in her heart so much, is surprisingly persistent. For example, secretly liking yourself, and pretending to be that person you like day after day. For example, it helped him withstand all kinds of pressure from his family and made him think that getting married would be enough. In fact, there may be a lot of things after marriage, right? But Jiang Lin remembered that every time he went back to his parents' house, he would eat. But I often see his mother, Professor Lin, pulling Zhou Ruohan and whispering something. At that time he thought they were just talking about family matters, but maybe it was more than just family matters. Jiang Lin helped her to unpack the bowl and chopsticks with mixed feelings, then scooped out the porridge for her, saying, I understand. If your parents tell you about having a child in the future, you can ask them to come to me, or just tell them that I don't want it yet. I can do it myself. Zhou Ruohan reached out to take the spoon. After all, Jiang Lin was not good at it either. She slowed down a bit after hearing his words. Actually, it's okay. My parents are not unreasonable people. They probably just think that we have been married for 2 years. Her eyes were filled with her own little thoughts, which were particularly obvious. How can I touch my husband's bed without mentioning the child? This is a reasonable excuse that I have been thinking about for a long time. Well, it doesn't matter whether I have children or not. I just want to spend time with my husband. Now it was Jiang Lin's turn to pause. The originally somewhat guilty and depressed mood unexpectedly improved. He raised his eyes to look at Zhou Ruohan, who was staring at him eagerly, with an infatuation in her eyes that she had not had time to conceal. Perhaps I didn't expect him to suddenly look up. The girl was stunned for a moment, then her face turned red and her eyes wandered away. Jiang Lin scooped some porridge for her and then made himself a bowl before sitting back down. He slowly spoke, "You said before that you lived by yourself when you were studying abroad. You always had your own room. Do you value private space?" "It's okay," Zhou Ruohan said honestly. "I was still young at that time, and my mother lived with me for a while. Later, when I grew up and got used to life abroad, she had her own room." My husband suddenly asked me what this meant. "Oh, I'm overthinking it, Tilda. I actually value my private space, but I don't dare to say it. Imagine if I say this, there is a 1% chance that my husband will invite me to live in his room. It's dark now, it's okay to dream, right? He, my husband is so gentle tonight, I dare to think such a bold thing, Tilda." Jiang Lin wanted to laugh again, mainly because the tone of her words was so funny. But Jiang Lin held back. He blinked and looked at the girl, who was already thinking about what kind of pajamas she would wear if she lived with him. How come such a good professor is always thinking about driving? But Jiang Lin still thought it was quite fun, so he said slowly, "Well, do you want to move in with me? Stop fantasizing, I really invite you to live with me." The originally active voice of my heart stopped instantly. Zhou Ruohan's already big eyes widened even wider, and she stared at Jiang Lin in front of her as if she hadn't come to her senses. Jiang Lin continued, "Of course, I'm asking for your opinion. If you don't want to, forget it. I think we're already married. And you really seem to want to get into my room." Chapter 22: The process of falling in love with someone repeatedly. Zhou Ruohan interrupted Jiang Lin before he finished speaking. "Move." After saying that, she covered her mouth with her hand in embarrassment. She lowered her eyes and dared not look at Jiang Lin, and stammered to explain, "That's right, we have been married for 2 years. Since we want to develop well, it makes sense for us to live together, right?" After saying that, he raised his head and glanced quickly at Jiang Lin. When she met his smiling gaze, she lowered her head in embarrassment. Jiang Lin really liked watching her little movements, just like the kitten he used to raise, which would behave like this when cautiously testing humans' bottom line. Jiang Lin was somewhat disturbed by the excited screams in her heart, so he quickly said, "That's good, don't worry, after you move in, I won't do anything to you until our relationship reaches that level." Well, you have to be polite. And considering her current state, he probably doesn't need to take the initiative to do anything. Jiang Lin looked at Zhou Ruohan politely. The screaming stopped and then turned into, "What do you mean? Why won't you do anything to me? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not sexy enough? I am pretty and have a good figure. Wow, I'm not afraid of you doing anything to me. I'm just afraid that you won't do anything to me. It's okay, just move in first. I'll think of a way. Black stockings, white stockings, and..." Jiang Lin quickly pushed the side dishes in front of her to avoid hearing more lewd words. "Hurry up and eat. The seafood porridge will get fishy if it gets cold. We can talk about moving rooms tomorrow when we get back from my parents' house. Can we find a weekend? I can go back and move it right now." Although she was screaming in her heart, Zhou Ruohan just nodded modestly on the surface. "It's all right, I'll listen to you. My time is convenient. You can take me to stay here tonight, Tilda." Jiang Lin couldn't suppress the smile on his face. Eat first. Why is his wife so funny? It just makes people want to tease her and see what funny reaction she can give. But in the end, Jiang Lin still had his temper. After they finished their porridge, they walked slowly back home. It wasn't too late and vehicles could still be seen passing by on the road. The two chatted idly. In fact, they have always had topics to talk about, otherwise Jiang Lin would not have married her just 3 months after knowing her. It's because her appearance meets Jiang Lin's aesthetic and they have common topics. So we had a lot of fun chatting along the way. Jiang Lin discovered that he didn't need to listen to her thoughts. As long as the two of them had a normal chat, they could chat naturally and happily. After arriving home, the two went upstairs one after the other. When they stood at their respective doors, Zhou Ruohan said, "Good night." But in my heart, I was thinking, my husband really doesn't want me to move in tonight. I don't have anything, just bring me in. This time, Jiang Lin did not satisfy her wish, but just smiled and said good night to her. After all, he also needed time to accept the fact that he would soon have a new bed partner. Luckily, he didn't mind Zhou Ruohan sitting on his bed last time, so maybe she would lie on it. Jiang Lin looked at his dark blue bed sheet, and the image of Zhou Ruohan lying on it flashed through his mind. The girl has fair skin, she should look good lying on it. Jiang Lin shook his head, refused to have any unhealthy thoughts, and went in to take a shower. Jiang Lin was busy the next day, but still got off work on time. Xiao Liu remembered, "Boss, are you going home for dinner today?" Jiang Lin hummed, "You do remember it. Remember, the third Friday of every month." Xiao Liu is a gold medal special assistant. He is already carrying the gifts he bought for Jiang Lin and a big bouquet of flowers. Xiao Liu chuckled, "I came up with this flower on my own. I don't think the boss has ever sent flowers to the boss lady. At least he never asked me to order one." As he said this, he glanced at Jiang Lin carefully and said, "If you mind, boss, I will." Jiang Lin reached out to take the flowers and gifts, and then reminded, "She likes tulips, order a bouquet for me tomorrow." Xiao Liu smiled and sighed, knowing that the boss was not angry, and added, "We all think that you and the boss lady are a perfect match." Jiang Lin felt quite comfortable after hearing this. "Thank you. If there is anything in the future, please remember to remind me, like sending flowers, or gifts on festivals, please remind me." Jiang Lin really didn't pay much attention to these things, but he thought girls should care about this sense of ritual. Xiao Liu nodded quickly, "Don't worry, boss, I will definitely remember it." Finally, when Jiang Lin came out of the office with gifts and flowers, his colleagues who were working overtime were cheering and making noises. Jiang Lin scolded him with a smile. Then he turned around and asked Xiao Liu to order dinner for them. Jiang Lin still had a smile on his face until he got home. Zhou Ruohan had already changed her clothes and was waiting. When Jiang Lin handed her the rose, she said, "Mom likes lilies. I thought these flowers were to be given back to Professor Lin." Jiang Lin said, "I know. I also know that you like tulips. I didn't buy any this time, so this rose is for you. I'll give you tulips next time." The girl who was originally holding the flowers looked at the flowers in her arms, and when she heard his words, she looked up at him. There was undisguised joy in his eyes. "For me." She was going home today, so she changed into a white long skirt and braided her long hair into a thick pigtail on the side. This seemed to be some Korean braid that Jiang Lin had seen on the internet. Anyway, she looks very beautiful and sweet. The way she holds the flowers and looks at herself with surprise is so beautiful that people can't take their eyes off her. For a moment, I didn't know whether it was because the flowers were beautiful or because the person holding the flowers was beautiful. Jiang Lin felt a little distressed when he saw her surprised expression. "Well, this is for you, do you like it?" "I like it," she said without thinking, and added, "I like it very much. This is the first time my husband has given me flowers. I'm going to keep them well, and bring them back to school later to make them into everlasting flowers tilde." Jiang Lin smiled, "If you like me, I'll send it to you every day." "That's not necessary. It's such a waste." Zhou Ruohan said without thinking, "A bouquet of flowers can bloom for 1 to 2 weeks. Can you send it to me once a week?" The girl was not shy. When she made this request, her eyes sparkled and she looked at Jiang Lin expectantly. "Because receiving your flowers will make me happy for a week, maybe even longer." The straight bull caught people off guard. Jiang Lin's heart was hit hard by her smile and words, and his heartbeat was completely disrupted. He heard himself say, "Okay, I'll choose it for you myself next time." "That's great. I'll be happy for a long, long time." She put her fair little face close to the fiery red rose. Jiang Lin heard his heartbeat getting faster and faster, and he seemed to have regained the feeling of surprise and accelerated heartbeat when he first saw Zhou Ruohan. He also seemed to understand what Zhou Ruohan said, that the process of falling in love with someone repeatedly actually does happen. Chapter 23, "Thank you, husband. I'll give you a massage when I get home." Jiang Lin looked at Zhou Ruohan's face, which was more delicate than a flower, and reached out to touch his nose. He smiled and said, "Now can Professor Zhu, who is so happy, accompany me home?" Zhou Ruohan felt that she was probably really hopeless, as many people called her Professor Zhou. But she always felt that she could hear a lingering and ambiguous feeling when Jiang Lin mentioned Professor Zhou. This made the originally ordinary name seem different. She hugged the flowers tightly in her arms and hummed, "Then wait for me to put the flowers away." As she spoke, her cheeks slightly blushed. She turned around and ran in, carefully placed the flowers on the table, and reached out to gently touch the bright red rose, with a smile between her brows. "What a beautiful flower! Jiang Lin is so gentle." This is the 999th time that Zhou Ruohan has fallen in love with Jiang Lin. Shouldn't her dream come true soon? This was the most serious voice Jiang Lin had heard since the 998th time last time. Normally, Zhou Ruohan's thoughts always seemed lively and noisy, and the range was very large, that is, a hum, the kind that makes people do the splits when they suddenly drive a car at high speed. But every time she said how many times she liked him, at least from what Jiang Lin heard, she seemed very pious and serious both times. He looked at the girl's graceful back. How much did he like her? He would count to 999 times. And a bouquet of flowers can make her at once, this girl. It made his already excited heart beat faster again. Let's go back, otherwise our parents will be waiting anxiously." After touching the rose, Zhou Ruohan felt happy again. She turned around and walked towards Jiang Lin with brisk steps. Jiang Lin stretched out his hand, palm facing her, and asked with a smile, "Can we hold hands?" These four words made Zhou Ruohan stunned for a moment. She looked at the man's hand, then reached out and held his hand without hesitation, of course. Her attitude was frank and generous, but when she held Jiang Lin's hand, she chose to hold their fingers tightly. She likes it this way. And they held hands tilde. Hearing her happy expression as she started to hum a song in her heart, Jiang Lin thought that maybe she didn't like men who were too polite and gentlemanly. Just a simple sticker can make her very happy. When you like someone, of course you want to be close to him/her. I forgot when I heard this sentence from a group of people in the office during lunch break. At this time, Jiang Lin agreed, perhaps it was really like this. It's not far from their home to Jiang Lin's parents' home, only 10 minutes by car. This area is mostly villa area. The two old professors' residential area is owned by the same owner of the real estate project as Jiang Lin and his friends. Jiang Lin bought the house himself. When he made money, Professor Lin forced him to buy the house so that he could get married in the future. Although Jiang Lin's parents are professors, he is a late-born child and his parents are no longer young. To some extent, many concepts are still somewhat old-fashioned. But he is a fussy and interesting old man. When Jiang Lin led Zhou Ruohan into their house, Professor Lin, who was watering the flowers, looked up and said, "Hey, the young master is back." Her eyes suddenly fell on their holding hands, and then she happily put down the spray bottle in her hand and waved at Zhou Ruohan. "Han, come here, Mom. Have you lost weight recently?" "Mom tilde," Zhou Ruohan called out obediently, still feeling a little reluctant in her heart, but she still let go of Jiang Lin and walked over. Jiang Lin also called out, "Mom," and then complained deliberately, "No, Mom, you are obviously biased. You call Han so affectionately, but you call me master." This natural sound made Zhou Ruohan blush, and there was shyness in her eyes when she looked at Jiang Lin. Jiang Lin has never called her Han. Jiang Lin glanced at her naturally, and sure enough, she blushed when he teased her. The contrast should not be too obvious. Professor Lin was even happier watching the two of them flirting with each other. It was rare that he liked his bastard son, so he simply pulled one of them in each hand and said, "Come into the house and talk. Our Han is so fair, don't get tanned. Jiang Lin, go and cook for your dad quickly. He always cooks slowly." "Mom, let me do it." Zhou Ruohan said quickly, "Jiang Lin just got off work. I feel sorry for my husband. Why is he cooking right after get off work? But does he know how to cook? What should I do? I feel like eating." In fact, every time Professor Lin came, he rarely asked Jiang Lin to cook, because he felt sorry for his son. This time, Jiang Lin could see that his mother was impatient to send him away. He glanced at Zhou Ruohan, and her eyes showed heartache for him, but probably also a little expectation. "It seems that I have never cooked at home." Jiang Lin deducted points from himself in his heart. At this time, he put down the things he had brought with him and said, "Okay, I'll go cook. Ladies, please wait a moment." Great. My husband really knows how to cook. Thank you, husband. I'll go home and give you a massage. What if my husband doesn't want to? Let's talk about it later. When Jiang Lin heard that there was a massage, his steps became lighter as he walked into the kitchen. I was looking forward to how she would ask me to give her a massage when I got home in the evening. Professor Jiang in the kitchen heard the footsteps and turned around to take a look. The two professors in the family were actually almost 70 years old. But you can't tell from the appearance. For example, the tall Professor Jiang in front of him looked to be in his 50s at most. When he saw his son, he shouted like his wife, "Master is back." Zhou Ruohan popped his head out of the kitchen door and called out, "Dad Tilder, thank you for your hard work, Tilder." Professor Jiang, who was originally looking at his son teasingly, immediately became kind and looked at Zhou Ruohan. "It's not hard, Ruohan, go sit in the living room and wait. I'll make you your favorite garlic-flavored ribs." Zhou Ruohan nodded obediently. "Dad, call me if you need anything, my cooking is also delicious." "Oh, got it, Tilder." Jiang Lin has been observing his parents' attitude towards Zhou Ruohan for more than 2 years, and finally discovered that it seems that in this family, his wife is more popular than himself. It didn't he feel bad though. After Zhou Ruohan left, Professor Jiang glanced at Jiang Lin, who was staring outside, and said slowly, "What are you looking at? No one is there. I thought you two had just gotten married." Jiang Lin thought that this was about right, so he turned around and said, "No, can I help you wash the vegetables?" Everyone in Jiang Lin's family can cook. They used to take turns cooking at home, which was fair and just. Jiang Lin had previously suggested hiring a cook for his parents, but was rejected. They said that enjoying life also includes stepping into the kitchen. Jiang Lin couldn't convince them, so he just let it go. Professor Jiang showed some concern for his work and life as usual. Then he changed the subject. "How are you and Ruohan getting along?" The two had already agreed to get a divorce certificate but had not yet told their families. So this saves the trouble of explanation. Jiang Lin said, "Oh, it's okay, what's wrong?" Chapter 24. Jiang Lin, let me give you a massage, Tilder. Professor Jiang frowned slightly when he heard this. "Are you wearing the jade pendant I gave you last time?" Jiang Lin instinctively felt that his father was a little strange today. Wasn't the topic changed too quickly? He pulled out a chelene jade pendant from his neck and said, "I'll wear it. I'll only take it off when I sleep or take a bath." As he said this, he couldn't help but sigh. "You are professor after all, why are you still superstitious?" When Professor Jiang saw that he was really wearing it, his face looked a little better. He snorted and said in a low voice, "What do you know? The end of science is metaphysics." Jiang Lin. But when I think about it, his father is a history student and has always believed in these things. Just a month ago, his parents called him back and gave him this jade pendant, saying that he should wear it, which would be good for his health and life. Jiang Lin was actually in very poor health when he was a child. After all, his mother was already quite old when she gave birth to him, and Jiang Lin was also born prematurely. So when I was a kid, I was the kind of kid who would catch a cold if the wind blew on me. His parents and sister put a lot of thought into it, and, well, they also believed in some metaphysics. Jiang Lin got used to being asked to wear something from time to time. Last time, I just wore it and left without asking any questions. His father always told him not to take it off except when taking a bath or sleeping. Seeing that he was asking this specifically, Jiang Lin asked curiously, "Dad, where did you find this?" After Professor Jiang finished the examination, he resumed his slow pace. "Your father asked someone to get it for you. Anyway, you wear it. It's good for both you and Ruohan." He paused and asked, "Does it feel strange when you wear it?" Jiang Lin, what could be so strange about a jade pendant? Could it have radiation? He was about to say something when he suddenly remembered that recently, he could hear Zhou Ruohan's thoughts. "It seemed like it started not long after I put on the jade pendant. Is this really metaphysics?" Jiang Lin was silent for a moment. "Recently, I always feel like something is not right with me mentally." As he spoke, he carefully observed his father's expression. "I just always feel like I can hear some sound." Professor Jiang had already started heating the pot, but his expression didn't reveal anything. He even took the time to instruct him to bring the meat aside. "Then you should have a good rest and remember to see a doctor." Jiang Lin couldn't help but frown when he saw his attitude. Was he overthinking? It really has nothing to do with his dad. Anyway, Jiang Lin couldn't see what was wrong. Later, when we were eating, his mother didn't notice anything, and the dining atmosphere was as good as usual. But this time, Professor Lin asked directly at the dinner table, Jiang Lin. Jiang Lin hummed, picked up a piece of garlic bone for his wife, and watched her blush. It was really fun to hear her heart bubbling with joy. Hearing Professor Lin calling him, he looked over and asked, "What's wrong, Mom? You are not young anymore, when do you plan to have a baby with Ruohan?" Professor Lin's direct ball came unexpectedly. "Your sister and your brother-in-law don't see each other very often in a month, so it's okay. If I don't push you, you and Ruohan can see each other every day." There was suspicion in her eyes. "Are you two deliberately not wanting to have children?" Zhou Ruohan quickly said, "Mom and Dad, I'm too busy. Don't cover up for him." Professor Lin interrupted her, "I can check your classes at the school." Professor Lin stared at his son, "You. It seems wrong to ask my son directly if he is not capable, but young people nowadays stay up late every day, and their daily routines are messed up. It is true that many of them are in poor health." Professor Lin paused for a moment and said, "I have ordered a medical examination package for you. Please go there when you are free." Jiang Lin Zhou Ruohan. Jiang Lin sighed, "Mom, I was just too busy before." "Oh, that was before, what about now?" Professor Lin is old, but his mind is very flexible, and he immediately asked back. "Yes. What about now? Husband, do you want to have a baby? I can cooperate at any time tilde." Jiang Lin glanced at Zhou Ruohan with a half smile, who was trying to be naughty again. Professor Zhou was staring at him with a stern face. "It doesn't look yellow at all, it even looks white and tender." Jiang Lin smiled and said, "We are not busy now, don't worry, just let it go. This will put us under psychological pressure." "Hubby, what do you mean? Do you really want it?" I'll take it, hubby. I'll go back tonight and move out the things Mengyan gave me." Hubby tilde he tilde husband tilde. The pervert's heart is incompatible with her pretty face. Jiang Lin quickly picked up a piece of meat for her and his mother. Eat, why did you mention this?" Professor Lin looked at her husband and clearly felt that the atmosphere was different when the young couple returned this time. In the end, she didn't say much and changed the topic to eat. After all, sometimes too much is as bad as too little. After dinner, the couple watched TV and chatted with the two old professors for a while before going back. On their way back, Jiang Lin was still waiting for her to take the initiative to ask for a massage. In the end, she didn't mention it along the way, not even in her heart. So after arriving home, Jiang Lin deliberately stretched and pressed his shoulder with his hand. "Isn't this obvious enough?" Sure enough, Zhou Ruohan noticed it, glanced at Jiang Lin's actions, and seemed to want to say something but stopped herself. Finally, she spoke up, "I've learned some massage from the female teachers in school before. Do you want to try it? I'm working without a license. But I'm super good. Honey, please give it a try tilde please tilde I'll be very sad if you don't try tilde. My husband cooks and I massage tilde perfect match. I am really considerate, give me a chance to show it." Jiang Lin heard her whimpering again and said with a smile, "Thank you for your help, Han Han." The last sentence of Han Han successfully made Zhou Ruohan's eyes widen. "My husband calls me Han Han. Han Han tilde he, the way my husband calls me is different from how others call me. It makes me feel weak all over tilde. If my husband is willing to call me that in bed." Jiang Lin watched her face turn red little by little. The words in my heart became more and more wild. Finally, Professor Zhou couldn't stand it anymore and said, "Well, I'll come find you later." Then he fled. Jiang Lin watched her go upstairs clumsily and felt a little regretful. "I'm so shy. Do you still want a massage tonight? I shouldn't have joked like that." However, an hour later, there was a knock on Jiang Lin's door. Jiang Lin smiled when he heard the knock on the door. He walked over to open the door and was stunned when he saw the person outside. The girl outside the door was wearing a white suspender pajamas, which were short. Her long legs made him unable to take his eyes away. A large area of skin was exposed on her body, and her fair skin had a hint of pinkness. Her hair was scattered behind her and her face was bare. As she raised her head, the silky hair slid down her bare shoulders. Jiang Lin admitted that he envied her black hair and could touch her as much as he wanted. The advantages of her exquisite facial features were too obvious. Her pair of peach blossom eyes, which should have been seductive, were pure and innocent. Jiang Lin, let me give you a massage tilde. She shook the massage oil in her hand, and her voice was soft. Jiang Lin thought, you are here to kill me, I even want to open the door and let you in. Chapter 25, take off your clothes and lie on the bed. The black color last time and the white color this time had a great impact on Jiang Lin, not only visually but also physically. Don't ask. If you ask, I'll just think, who wouldn't he be confused after seeing this? Zhou Ruohan stood at the door of Jiang Lin's room, trying hard to resist the urge to pull up her nightgown. She has a lot more sexiness. This is the more innocent one she picked after some hesitation. Isn't this white? Doesn't it look purer? I don't know if my husband likes it or not. Why isn't he moving? Why isn't he letting me in? R. The little deer in my heart is jumping around so much that it's about to die tilde. Husband, open the door tilde, do you want your wife? Jiang Lin. Your wife is here tilde, let her in tilde. Jiang Lin couldn't help but smile, and moved aside a little, come in. Or do you want to go to another place? Although Jiang Lin felt that she didn't want to change at all, wasn't this just a habitual question? As expected, Zhou Ruohan walked in without thinking, and said calmly, no, there's a bed in your room, it would be more convenient for you. Jiang Lin looked at her exposed profile and saw it was a little red. He raised his eyebrows slightly, but didn't say anything. He just closed the door. This is basically an instinctive and habitual action. It's not locked. Then he heard the sound of the door closing and Zhou Ruohan's dirty words in her heart. Hey, my husband, you're not going to do anything shameful to me now that the door is closed, are you? I can do it. Actually, I wanted to eat strawberries today, but I couldn't buy any. I don't know if my husband would be willing to grow strawberries on me. Omega. Jiang Lin put his hand on the corner of his mouth to prevent it from rising too much. Zhou Ruohan's big eyes moved rapidly. She was too nervous the last time she came and didn't dare to look carefully. Jiang Lin's room was a little messy, but not dirty. The layout was the same as Zhou Ruohan's, but the color was a little different. In addition, Zhou Ruohan's room was actually messier now because she had just rummaged through the closet. Also, there are a lot of small things in Zhou Ruohan's room. She was very satisfied. This is my room from now on, hee, I wonder when my husband will ask me to move out. He won't forget, will he? I'll go back and think of a solution later. She was already thinking about how to find an opportunity to move over, but her expression didn't change much. She turned her head and glanced at Jiang Lin before saying, take off your clothes and lie on the bed. My husband seems to have a good body. Last time I saw him, he seemed to have abdominal muscles tilde. Jiang Lin didn't expect her to be so direct. I didn't hesitate and took off my pajamas directly. He also has the habit of going to the gym and keeps in good shape. The six-pack abs are quite obvious. He was still thinking that she was screaming in her heart at this moment, and the massage would be so noisy. Then he took off his jade pendant. Then my ears suddenly became quiet, and Zhou Ruohan said, just lie down on the bed. As he said this, he moved a chair over. Jiang Lin didn't hear what she was thinking, and couldn't help but look at her one more time. Is this a coincidence? Or? He glanced at the jade pendant in his hand. Put it on again. Still no sound, but Zhou Ruohan looked over and asked, what's wrong? Jiang Lin shook his head, it's okay. Is it really a coincidence? He took off the jade pendant and turned over and lay on the bed. Today his father specifically asked him about this jade pendant, and seemed to have said something about it being good for him and Ruohan. This made Jiang Lin think more. After all, he seemed to have heard Zhou Ruohan's thoughts shortly after he put on the jade pendant. All the coincidences added together cannot be just an ordinary coincidence. Jiang Lin was thinking when he felt a soft little hand with heated massage oil gently pressing on his shoulder. Jiang Lin's body became stiff reflexively. It feels like someone is gently pressing on my neck. Zhou Ruohan said softly, relax, it's okay, I should be quite good at it, I've given my mother a massage before. Her voice now lacked the coldness she had outside during the day, but instead had a hint of softness and ambiguity. But Jiang Lin could no longer hear her thoughts. Jiang Lin couldn't help but take a look at the jade pendant. It would be too strange to wear it if it wasn't for a massage. He really wanted to continue trying to see if the jade pendant had any connection with Professor Zhou's thoughts. But it was obviously not appropriate to try it now, so he sighed and relaxed his body. Looking sideways at Zhou Ruohan, who was leaning over for a massage. It's just that this profile view is a little inappropriate because the scenery is so beautiful. When he saw this, he instinctively wanted to move his body. It was a bit inappropriate to lie down like this. Two thin white straps support this nightgown, which looks very drapey. In fact, the front neckline is not really a deep V that exposes you. It was this movement of hers that allowed Jiang Lin to clearly see the undulating and graceful lines. I have always known that Zhou Ruohan has a great figure, and I saw and touched it by accident last time. But this time something was different. The girl's soft hands were still pressing gently on his shoulders. It feels quite comfortable, and you can tell that she must have really learned it. As the pressure increased, her leaning body moved closer. I could see it more clearly when I got closer. And she seems to be wearing nothing. So Jiang Lin could see clearly every wrinkle and undulating lines on the pajamas. Zhou Ruohan was indeed massaging seriously at the beginning. Although she was shy and her face was hot, her movements were very serious. Because she was so serious, she didn't realize that her body was getting closer and closer. Now he was kneeling on Jiang Lin's bed. As if she was afraid that he would be embarrassed, Zhou Ruohan took the initiative to ask, "Is the strength appropriate?" In fact, she could feel his muscles relaxing. Zhou Ruohan was thinking that if her husband found out that she was actually good at many things, he might like her more quickly. So she forgot that she actually had the intention to seduce Jiang Lin, and instead she was massaging him seriously. But sometimes the temptation of ignorance is the most charming. Jiang Lin's eyes swept over her knees as she sat on his bed. White legs and dark blue sheets, it really suits them well. The way she was dressed today, it would be more appropriate for her to lie on his bed. Hearing Zhou Ruohan's question, Jiang Lin hummed softly, "Suitable." Then he watched her lean forward a little more, and he could smell the scent of her body temperature after it was mixed with the shower gel. It's a bit similar to the smell you get when you squeeze out the shower gel, but it's completely different. Jiang Lin suddenly felt a little uncomfortable lying down, mainly because it hurt because of the pressure. Just as I was about to move, I felt that soft little hand gently sliding down the spine on my back, bringing a tingling sensation. Finally, her hand stopped at his waist. "You usually sit in the office a lot. Is your waist stiff?" "Actually, my waist is pretty good." "How can a man say that his waist is not good?" Jiang Lin retorted reflexively. Then I felt my lips touch something slightly hard. The person who was leaning over suddenly stiffened. Then he sat up straight like a frightened cat. Chapter 26: The brave will die of overeating, the timid will die of starvation. Zhou Ruohan covered her chest reflexively. There was confusion and shyness in his eyes, and his face turned red. Although she dressed like this on purpose. But just now she was really massaging seriously. Jiang Lin was still a little confused at first, mainly because he hadn't reacted to what had just happened. "Now you probably understand by looking at her actions." Jiang Lin said awkwardly, "I'm sorry, I didn't notice it just now." The reason seemed a little pale, and his face felt a little hot. He sat up and picked up a small pillow beside him and placed it on his legs. This action was somewhat abrupt and obvious, so Jiang Lin felt even more embarrassed when Zhou Ruohan's big, gossiping eyes fell on his lower body. "I'm sorry, I'm an adult, and my reaction was instinctive. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend." Jiang Lin's eyes fell on her face, but he didn't dare to look around. The current situation was a bit awkward, and he was afraid that looking around would make it even more awkward. Zhou Ruohan was still kneeling at this time, her face was very red, her hands covering her chest, and her beautiful peach blossom eyes looked very pure with a dazed look in them. Jiang Lin thought that her pajamas were very suitable for the occasion today and were indeed very pure. Zhou Ruohan looked straight at Jiang Lin's covering action. It's not like she really knows nothing. Naturally, I know what this action might mean. She couldn't help swallowing her saliva, and suddenly the words flashed through her mind: "The brave will die of overeating, and the timid will die of starvation." Her long eyelashes trembled a few times, and finally she gently bit her pink lips. She felt her whole body was getting hot. But he still looked up at Jiang Lin, who had an embarrassed expression, and broke the silence. We are husband and wife now. We said we want to give it a try. Then, is physical contact also within the scope of the try? Jiang Lin exclaimed, unable to react to what she meant for a moment. Mainly because I was too busy being embarrassed. And Zhou Ruohan didn't seem to intend to respond to him. After saying this, she took a deep breath, and the hand that was originally covering her chest suddenly stretched out and pressed on Jiang Lin's shoulder. Then she moved closer with the fragrance of flowers and plants on her body. Jiang Lin reflexively reached out and held her slender waist. His first impression was that her waist was really thin. Then he felt those soft lips falling on the corner of his mouth. I don't know if it was because I was too nervous, but it didn't fall on my lips, only on the corners of my lips. But it was obvious that the girl was more stubborn, and the next moment her lips fell on Jiang Lin's lips. It is impolite not to reciprocate. Jiang Lin kissed back without much hesitation. Really, it's not good for your health to keep enduring it. Besides, in this kind of thing, it's not impossible for you to endure it, but what if she kisses you first? Don't be so hypocritical, after all, he has been wanting to do this for a long time. Zhou Ruohan's nightgown was not very long to begin with, and her white and tender thighs were exposed when she was kneeling and kissing Jiang Lin. So Jiang Lin's hand could easily touch it. He probably hesitated for a second between being a beast and a hypocrite. I still followed my heart and pressed on those white and tender legs. The air seemed to become thinner, making it difficult to breathe. Between the fingers, one could see the whiteness and delicateness that was completely different from the color of Jiang Lin's palm. He held the person in one hand and pressed the fair and delicate skin with the other hand without any hesitation. The lips of the two were tightly fitted. The room was very quiet, but if you listened carefully you could hear some tiny sounds. There are kissing scenes and descriptions in books and some film and television works. But it was Zhou Ruohan's first time kissing someone, and she felt that it was not exactly the same as what was said in the book. But at this moment her heart was beating very fast, and the corners of their lips touching each other were as sweet as honey. She thought, finally she understood why some people like kissing. It's a wonderful feeling. It was not until Jiang Lin's hands pressed gently on her slender waist a few times that Zhou Ruohan's voice came out from their tightly pressed lips. Jiang Lin slowed down his movements a little. He was somewhat dissatisfied with the current situation. But he also felt that she had reached out and tried to push him away. The little hands, still covered with massage oil, were very slippery, and the feeling of pushing against his skin was very obvious. Jiang Lin sighed and let go of the person in his arms. Only after she was released did she seem to dare to breathe hard. Her little face flushed. Jiang Lin smiled and touched her nose with his hand. Why can't you breathe yet? Zhou Ruohan refuted, somewhat unconvinced. It's my first time, I will be able to do it next time. There was a bright red at the corners of her eyes, and when she looked at people, the watery light was more seductive, with a hint of grievance. Jiang Lin couldn't stand it after she looked at him for a few times. He covered her eyes with his hands. Zhou Ruohan's face is very small, and when Jiang Lin covers it like this, the exposed delicate lower half of her face looks even smaller. The lips that were kissed red became more and more obvious. There was something strange in Jiang Lin's voice. If you just want to kiss me tonight, then don't look at me like that. I'm not as good as you think. Jiang Lin's voice sounded somewhat helpless. It was because he knew how good Zhou Ruohan thought of him that he actually felt a little guilty at this moment. This was one of the reasons why he just let her go. It's not that great, he just thought about taking it slow with her, getting along well with her, and living a good life together. Life is long. The 18-year-old Jiang Lin might not consider anything. It has come to this point. It's the same to do everything first and then slowly understand it. But the 28-year-old Jiang Lin couldn't help but consider that he would give her a chance to regret it because of the girl's love and devotion to him. But Jiang Lin thought that this was only the first time. If it happened a second time, he was afraid that he would develop some kind of problem. There is a line in the movie Love in a Puff, we are not in a hurry, some things don't have to be done overnight. He and Zhou Ruohan are like that now. At this moment, Jiang Lin felt her long eyelashes blinking up and down in his palm. Then the little mouth that had been kissed red by me said, Jiang Lin, I like you very much. I have liked you secretly for a long time. I could feel her skin getting hot as she said this. Jiang Lin was stunned but still didn't loosen his hands that were covering her eyes, but his strength became lighter, basically just covering them. It seemed as if this layer of cover gave her greater courage. Normally, she was so shy and only dared to talk to herself in her heart, but now she said everything without Jiang Lin hearing her thoughts. Maybe I don't know how to fall in love because I have never tried it. My life is boring and even monotonous, but you are the only one who is different. Zhou Ruohan's voice was very soft. She reached out and pressed Jiang Lin's hand that was covering her eyes. Her movements were very gentle, and her soft little hand was gentle. I don't know if I have given you everything. Even if we are really together, I am actually very scared. I have a lot of bold ideas, but they are just ideas. Jiang Lin, can you take me for a walk slowly? I feel a little scared. Zhou Ruohan's voice trembled a little. She originally thought that if something really happened between her and Jiang Lin, she would finally get what she wanted. But the kiss just now also made her feel scared, afraid of the unknown next step. When it comes to love, Professor Zhou is just a repeater who has just entered school. Feel their wetness in your palms. Jiang Lin sighed, leaned over and kissed the corner of her mouth, and more thoughts in his mind were wetted by these tears. It's okay, don't rush, we'll take it slow. He kissed her once and then left, the smile on his face relaxing. Don't be afraid. You're not afraid of someone secretly liking me for so long, but why am I afraid of confessing my love to you? Don't worry, Brother Lin will be able to. I said it will be officially on the shelves soon. Thank you for your support. Give it 5 stars. Thank you for all their votes and follow-up reading. Thank you. Chapter 27. I'm a little shy tilde. In the end, because of Zhou Ruohan's tears and fear, Jiang Lin did nothing that night. Okay, I can't say I didn't do it, I still kissed her and touched her. But even after all this, in the end I still have to fumble and coax people with my upper body naked. But Zhou Ruohan was probably shy herself, and after she recovered her composure, she lowered her head, covered her face, and whispered, "Good night, good night." Then the person ran away. Jiang Lin was confused as to why he didn't hear her thoughts. It must be very interesting to see what that busy figure is thinking. But it's a pity that the voice that suddenly disappeared has not been figured out yet. After Zhou Ruohan left, the ambiguous atmosphere in the room seemed to disappear. Jiang Lin sat there, his body still feeling sticky from the massage oil residue. He looked at the palm of his hand and had the illusion that Zhou Ruohan's tears were still there. Finally he sighed, stood up, and went into the bathroom to take a shower again. Today I really behave like a human being. He laughed at himself mercilessly. On the other side, Zhou Ruohan regretted it as soon as she returned to her room. She looked at herself in the mirror and saw her eyes and nose were red from crying. She reached out and touched her lips, which looked even redder. There seemed to be some lingering feeling of Jiang Lin on it. You are so useless, Zhou Ruohan. She looked at her own face with some disdain. We kissed each other. It's just a little bit away, why am I so scared? But when he thought of what Jiang Lin said, he couldn't help but curl up the corners of his mouth. Finally, he threw himself on the bed and buried his face in his quilt. The exposed skin was still red and the girl's body was trembling slightly, and it was unclear whether she was shy or afraid. But the exposed skin slowly turned red, and the slender, white legs kicked uncontrollably behind her, yet in a joyful way. I think she is happy. I was so happy that I forgot to think about how I could find a reasonable reason to move into Jiang Lin's room. But now she felt embarrassed, at least tonight, because she had just finished crying. She was embarrassed to appear in front of Jiang Lin again. The next day, Jiang Lin appeared in the living room wearing the jade pendant that he had studied all night but still couldn't figure out. Breakfast was already prepared on the table, but the person who was supposed to be at home was not there. However, I did leave a sticky note. I went to school. I didn't have any classes in the morning, but I was a little shy. Good morning, Jiang Lin. Jiang Lin looked at the beautiful handwriting on the sticky note and could almost imagine the shy yet self-righteous expression she had when she wrote the note. The girl in front of me has a red face, just like a ripe fruit, which makes people want to pick it at a glance. Finally, Jiang Lin finished the loving breakfast prepared by his wife, put away the sticky note, and then turned around to go out to work. No matter how happy you are at home, you still have to work like a slave. When Jiang Lin arrived at the company, Xiao Liu had already packed breakfast for him. Jiang Lin said, I don't need it. You can eat it. I've already eaten at home. Xiao Liu probably didn't wake up from his sleep this morning, so he asked, Boss, you're so busy? You got up in the morning to make breakfast. Will young people today get up early just for a bite of breakfast? Impossible. Jiang Lin usually thinks that his assistant is actually quite smart, so why does he look so stupid now? He looked at Xiao Liu with a smile. I didn't get up early, your boss lady did it. Okay, bring today's schedule in so I can take a look. Then he turned and went into the office. Xiao Liu felt that he was being shown off for some reason. He muttered in his heart, no, the boss lady even got up early to make breakfast for you. What a modern-day good wife and mother. At the end, he said sourly, can't you just hire an aunt? You still want a professor to make breakfast for you. What a perfect wife character. She looks like that but still gets up early to make breakfast for her boss. Xiao Liu admitted that he was really jealous. Jiang Lin seemed to understand why Song Ziki had to show off his relationship in front of them. It's really cool. This kind of refreshing feeling can keep you in a good mood for the whole day. Jiang Lin felt that his boring life had become interesting. Especially at noon, I received a message from Zhou Ruohan. When asked if he had eaten, he said he really didn't have time to go over at noon. The main reason is that I have classes in the afternoon and some experiments are not finished. These days, their online contacts have increased visibly. At that time, Jiang Lin was eating fast food with the company's employees. Not all bosses eat lavishly every day. While Jiang Lin was replying to Zhou Ruohan's message, he took a look at her class schedule. It seemed that her last class in the afternoon was an elective course. Jiang Lin thought about how shy she was last night, and wondered if it was over. Was she afraid to go home at night? Thinking of this, he became a little worried. I went over my afternoon schedule in my mind. The last section should be in time. After lunch, he didn't take a lunch break and started working directly. Xiao Liu muttered to other colleagues, our boss is really working hard now. The manager Zhu Xiong, who asked about the blind date, also lowered his voice. No, with the look of our boss lady, if she doesn't work hard she will be snatched away, right? Xiao Liu, however, sighed and looked at Zhu Xiong with a look on his face. You don't understand this, do you? You haven't seen the way our boss's wife looks at the boss. Her eyes are full of stars. Let me tell you, they just got married and the boss's wife came to pick up the drunk boss. TSK, that was the first time I saw the boss's wife. I was stunned by her beauty. But I guess she didn't even remember me. At that time, she only had eyes for the boss. It was still winter, and the girl was probably afraid that she would be too late, so she just wore a down jacket over her pajamas. She was not dressed up at all, but in the snow, her anxious look, her temperament and outstanding appearance could make people ignore everything else. And she hugged the boss very tightly, because our boss is quite tall, Xiao Liu recalled, sighing, and the boss vomited all over her at that time, but she just felt sorry for the boss and wondered if he was in pain. So at that time Xiao Liu thought that the boss might treat them to wedding candy soon. As a result, I never heard the boss mention his wife again. He was still so busy every day that he wanted to live in the company. But I saw the boss's wife 2 days ago and I knew that she must like the boss. Otherwise, with the boss's attitude, who would want to be with him? He seems to only like working. Xiao Liu sounded a bit disappointed with what he said. The colleagues sitting opposite him winked at him. Xiao Liu suddenly stopped and had a bad feeling. He slowly turned around and met Jiang Lin's thoughtful face, and called out tremblingly, "Boss." No, how come the gossip itself can be heard by the gossiper itself? Jiang Lin looked at Xiao Liu's face, which looked uglier when she smiled than when she cried, and raised his eyebrows slightly. Xiao Liu, come in for a moment. When Zhou Ruohan came to pick him up that year, he only remembered that she came, and he really didn't remember anything else. Did so many things happen? Chapter 28. If only his university teacher was this pretty. Xiao Liu, who was speaking excitedly just now, suddenly became completely depressed. Under the sympathetic gazes of everyone, he followed Jiang Lin into the office. After entering, he tried to make excuses for himself. Boss, please listen to my excuses. No, please listen to my explanation. I am not talking about you behind your back. He himself paused at this point. He said a little disappointedly, okay, I did say something behind your back, but I didn't mean any harm. I just think that such a good girl like the boss lady is not available in the market. Jiang Lin rolled his eyes and said, you want to try these lame jokes again? Xiao Liu immediately shut up and looked at Jiang Lin, waiting for him to speak. Jiang Lin was silent for a moment, and finally said, tell me about what happened when I was drunk before, when my wife came to pick me up. Actually, I have just finished talking. This is all I saw. I didn't follow you home. Xiao Liu breathed a sigh of relief and his tone became more lively again. As long as he was not scolded for deducting his salary, it would be fine. That night you vomited all over the boss's wife, but she didn't despise you. Boss, you know the smell of vomiting when you drink too much is really unpleasant. Xiao Liu instinctively took a small step back when he thought of that time. As a result, the boss's wife was worried that his clothes might be dirty. The boss's wife is actually quite tall, but she looks petite compared to the boss. She tried so hard to support the tall man and did not forget to thank Xiao Liu. By the way, it was probably the first time for the lady boss to take care of someone who was drunk. She even asked me if I wanted to eat or drink anything and how I could make you feel better. Xiao Liu tried to recall. Anyway, I could tell she was really worried. And then nothing. Finally Jiang Lin let the man go. Before Xiao Liu left, he vowed, "Boss, the boss's wife must like you very much. Your work doesn't have so many urgent matters every day. Is it appropriate to work overtime until midnight every day after getting married? Cheating at work also counts as cheating, right?" Jiang Lin was looking at the documents on the desk but was a little distracted. The time Zhou Ruohan went to pick him up when he was drunk was probably 2 or 3 months after they got their marriage certificate. At that time, they got along quite harmoniously and naturally. Jiang Lin was still a little childishly proud at that time. After all, he had married a beautiful wife, and he told many people that he was married. Unfortunately, later. In the end, I am still immature. After all, before Zhou Ruohan, Jiang Lin had heard a lot about love, but he himself had not experienced much. Thinking of this, Jiang Lin thought of that pretty little face again. In fact, he and Zhou Ruohan are still supporting each other and moving forward slowly on the road of love. After all, both of them are rookies in love. Xiao Liu was called into the office before the end of the afternoon. "I have something to do today, so I'll leave first. The rest of the non-urgent matters will be dealt with tomorrow." As Jiang Lin spoke, he stood up and untied his tie. He looked much less serious at work. Xiao Liu was still a little confused when he heard his boss ask, "By the way, do you usually buy flowers nearby? Where is the flower shop?" Jiang Lin left after getting the answer. "I was thinking that this would be enough time to buy some flowers." Xiao Liu stared at his boss's back and took out his phone to open a group chat. "No, my brothers and sisters, Qingtang masters. Has our boss finally made it?" Jiang Lin had just gone down to the underground parking lot. Looking at the message Xiao Liu sent to the group, he once again doubted whether his smart little assistant really existed. Why does it feel like this guy looks a bit like a fool today? Jiang Lin sent a system-provided smiling emoticon to the group. Then the message above will show that it has been withdrawn. For the entire last night, no one spoke in this usually lively group. Jiang Lin had no time to deal with them at this time. Went to the flower shop, bought tulips and drove to school. You can attend the elective large classes without paying attention. Jiang Lin originally thought, hey, physics, maybe not many people would want to attend this class. Or university physics. Anyway, Jiang Lin just can't fall in love with physics. But he still underestimated the charm of his wife. When he came over, he saw that the large classroom was basically full, and at first glance, most of the students were male. Jiang Lin also grew up at this age. When they were in college, many students wanted to see the good-looking counselors. Not to mention such a young and beautiful female professor. But Jiang Lin originally thought that this is physics after all, so it can at least dissuade some people, right? It turned out that he really thought too much. Because Jiang Lin was in the second quarter, there was basically no space left when he arrived. He glanced at the back row and saw it was full of boys. I can even hear people discussing whether to leave or not. Professor Zhu will ask questions in the second half of the class. But there is only one class a week, and Professor Zhu is usually in the laboratory. Hey, I heard that the great guy in the computer department is going to confess his love to the professor after this class. Teacher-student relationship. But isn't the professor already married? Rumors, right? Hasn't anyone seen this? Jiang Lin didn't expect to hear such exciting gossip just passing by. His wife is very popular in school. In fact, because Jiang Lin was wearing a shirt, he was still quite conspicuous among the students. In addition, he was tall, so many people would look at him a few more times. Finally, Jiang Lin found an empty seat in the middle, luckily it was not in the front row. After he sat down, two girls behind him whispered, "He's so tall and handsome. Is he a student?" "I don't think so." "Is he a senior?" Jiang Lin was silent for a moment. Actually, with his height, he usually sits at the back, but isn't there no room? Fortunately, the class bell rang. The noise in the classroom gradually became quieter. As a tall figure walked in from the door, the classroom fell completely silent. The woman who walked in from the classroom door was tall and beautiful, with a small face without a smile and looking a little cold. The glasses obscured her beautiful peach eyes, adding a sense of authority to the coldness on her face. White shirt and black trousers are what she usually wears at school. But even so, she still has a good figure. Her beautiful black hair was neatly tied back. A very serious image that is impeccable, but her slender white fingers holding the book, her face that is still delicate and beautiful despite her cold expression, and her long legs and thin waist that can be outlined by trousers and a shirt. The teenagers, who were already restless at this age, couldn't help but stare at her intently. Jiang Lin looked at the girl on the podium. He thought that if his university teacher was so pretty, it would not be impossible for him to like physics. After all, who doesn't he have a dream of being a teacher and a student? He probably had, anyway. He watched the pair of white hands gently knock on the podium, and the woman's voice was cold but pleasant. "Okay, class is about to start, everyone be quiet." Jiang Lin was fascinated by the serious little face. But soon he heard Professor Zhou, who was serious, thinking, "Hey, I wonder if my husband will work overtime tonight. I want to have dinner with him or sleep with him. Very good, the serious Professor Zhou is still as frivolous as ever in his heart." Jiang Lin couldn't help laughing. Then he met the gaze of the person on the podium, who was casually sweeping over him but suddenly stopped. "Wow. Huh? When did a husband this old come to me? Why didn't anyone tell me? Did I look good today? I usually don't look good in class. What should I do? I'm getting anxious." Chapter 29. This classmate comes to my office. Zhou Ruohan was indeed stunned when she saw Jiang Lin sitting in the classroom. The main thing is that I was really not prepared at all. Such a big husband suddenly appeared. In fact, for Zhou Ruohan, doing experiments is worse than attending classes. Because although she has a high IQ, she is not very good at interpersonal communication, especially with students of her age. This distance is a little hard to grasp. So she always came to class with a stern face, trying to let the students see her seriousness and professionalism. But she never thought that one day she would be on the podium, and Jiang Lin would be sitting among the students below the podium. The students only saw that Professor Zhou, who originally had a cold and serious expression on his face, suddenly fixed his gaze in one direction. How do you describe the expression? It seems that there is no change, but you just feel that the whole person seems to be no longer as serious as before. Jiang Lin looked into her eyes through the lenses of her glasses. A smile slowly formed at the corner of his mouth, and he just looked at her. It turns out that without walls and door panels blocking the way, he can clearly hear what she is thinking from this distance. Zhou Ruohan calmed down. "It's not a big deal. What big scenes haven't you seen? But before, I could treat the students below as carrots. Now I have such a big husband, I can't turn my attention away at all. So handsome. My husband is the most handsome in the class. Zhou Ruohan kept talking nonsense in her mind, but Jiang Lin looked away as she looked a little unnatural. His voice was softer than before, and if you didn't listen carefully, you might not be able to hear it. As usual, this class is for questions or answers. Teacher, stop asking questions and answer them. The students below no longer had time to pay attention to the professor's beauty. In comparison, they had chosen this course specifically in order to see their most beautiful professor. The professor is indeed beautiful, but no one wants to take the course and then fail. This is too miserable. Generally speaking, if you don't know the answer to Zhou Ruohan's questions, you will lose points, at least it will be recorded in her notebook. The students also don't know whether she will deduct points from their regular scores at the end of the semester. So everyone is really in pain and happy. The joy is that they are obsessed with the teacher's beauty, but the pain is that they have to be asked questions and dare not listen carefully. But sometimes, physics is not something you can understand just by listening carefully. It was a rare occasion to hear Zhou Ruohan say that she could answer questions, and they instantly became excited. Usually they were asked questions directly. Now my husband will think I'm a gentle teacher, right? Actually, I'm not a very strict person, tilde. Jiang Lin smiled as he watched her pull over a chair and sit down with a cold and delicate face. Then answer the questions. Just raise your hand. He originally just wanted to come and see how his wife was attending class, and had no intention of causing trouble. Not to mention his university physics. Well, I haven't learned it. After all, his previous major didn't require him to learn university physics. So at this moment he was watching his wife answering questions with great interest. Professor Zhu is also very charming when she is working. When it comes to the subject she is familiar with, her answers are simple and easy to understand. She is also very professional and patient. Although his expression is cold, the tone of his voice does not make people feel impatient or uncomfortable. Jiang Lin just watched the boys and girls asking questions. Zhou Ruohan secretly glanced at him while answering. I'm still thinking about it. They say that guys look the most handsome when they're working. I look beautiful like this, right? Look at me, tilde husband, look at me. Your wife is so beautiful, tilde. It's difficult for her to do two things at once without making mistakes. Everything was fine at first, until Zhou Ruohan called a boy from the front row. As soon as he stood up, Jiang Lin heard the two girls behind him exclaim, "Hey, isn't this the Lu Kainan who confessed his love to Professor Zhu on the school forum? Is that the one from the computer department? I heard he's a genius too." I don't know. Anyway, I went to college when I was 16 or 17, and now I'm in my second year of graduate school and I'm only 19. Jiang Lin couldn't help but look at the boy who stood up while listening to the gossip. The boy was thin and student-like, like a boy in his teens, but there was a hint of pride on his face, and his eyes were fixed on Zhou Ruohan. Because Jiang Lin was behind him, he could only see his profile and couldn't see his specific expression clearly. Zhou Ruohan didn't know Lu Kainan. At this moment, she was only thinking about why the get out of class hadn't ended yet and how she wanted to spend some time with her husband. Seeing that the student who called out had not spoken, he looked up and said, "Student, do you have any questions? If not, don't waste other students' time." When Jiang Lin heard her inner complaints, he knew that he was probably worrying for nothing, as she might not even know this boy. Lu Kainan was very confident. He asked, "Professor Zhu, do you have a boyfriend?" As soon as these words were spoken, everyone in the classroom began to discuss in a low voice. Some boys sitting in the back row even started to make noises. "Hey, are you confessing?" Zhou Ruohan's expression was very unpleasant. "I said before that I won't answer questions other than those in class." As she spoke, she glanced at Jiang Lin's position, but still afraid that he might misunderstand her, she added, "I thought the school's public information clearly stated that I was married." She raised her slender and beautiful right hand, with a ring on her ring finger. "Are you really getting married?" In fact, many people say that this may be an excuse. After all, Professor Zhu is young and beautiful. No one has ever seen her husband. Jiang Lin looked at Zhou Ruohan. Apart from being a little surprised when she first heard Lu Kenan's question, she had been very calm. He was also looking forward to how she would handle this matter. After all, no matter how you look at it, it looks like this guy named Lu Kainan is about to confess his feelings in public. Then Jiang Lin saw Lu Kainan confidently speaking again, "Professor Zhu, it's a pity that I don't believe you are married. I just want to ask." Before she finished speaking, Zhou Ruohan stood up and took out her cell phone. "Student, your behavior is disrupting class discipline. Do you want to leave now or should I ask someone to ask you to leave?" The sound seemed to be filled with ice. She was already standing at a relatively high position on the podium, and Lu Kainan was not particularly tall, so he felt as if he was being looked down upon by Zhou Ruohan. She was merciless in her words. "Classrooms are for learning knowledge. Your questions are a waste of my time and everyone else's time. Either sit down now or get out." After she finished speaking, she stood up straight and swept her eyes across the classroom with a stern look. "I don't know why you chose my class in the first place, but since you have chosen it and are here, you must abide by my rules. I will only answer questions related to learning in my class. Everyone's time is precious. I hope that things like wasting everyone's time because of one person's personal curiosity will not happen in my class again in the future." As soon as she finished speaking, the bell for the end of get out of class rang. The original discussions and booing in the classroom disappeared. Zhou Ruohan said coldly, "Get out of class is over." Wow, why tilde will my husband think I'm trying to attract other men? I'm not. What's wrong with kids these days? Hubby, I'm just plain green onion tofu. She whined inwardly as she packed her things, frowning slightly, feeling a little depressed. Finally, he mustered up the courage to look in the direction of Jiang Lin, stretched out his hand and gently pointed at Jiang Lin's position. "Student, come with me to the office." God knows her hands are shaking. Woohoo, so nervous. Other students who were quiet around. All eyes fell on Jiang Lin. Jiang Lin. As long as the big guys are willing to spend time to follow Huajuan's efforts and ensure the quality and quantity of additional chapters. The main thing is that Huajuan is a cowherd and has to go to work QAQ. I am shamelessly asking for votes and rewards tilde I am asking for a good review tilde. Chapter 30. Close the door first, then throw your husband behind the door. Jiang Lin was just stunned for a moment, then stood up as usual and smiled at Zhou Ruohan. "Okay, teacher. Why does my husband call me teacher? Is this a serious teacher? I call him husband and he calls me teacher. That's fine. We can talk about our own things." Jiang Lin noticed that her grip on the book tightened slightly, and then she turned around and walked out with a blank expression. When she reached the door, she tilted her head slightly to see if he was following her. This scene inexplicably reminded him of a clip he had seen online before, where the aggressive puppy took a few steps forward and couldn't help but look back to see if his owner had caught up. The image in his mind overlapped with the image of the girl in front of him secretly looking at him from the side. The corners of his mouth couldn't help but rise. Then he followed amid the murmurs behind him. Then Zhou Ruohan's footsteps became visibly much lighter. Jiang Lin found that it was easy to tell her mood changes, and he didn't pay enough attention before. The two were originally walking one in front and one behind. But Zhou Ruohan deliberately slowed down her pace. "Why don't you walk with me, husband?" "Hey. It's okay, I can walk slower." Then Jiang Lin quickened his pace a little, finally syncing with her slower pace. "Oh tilde I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with my husband. How should I ask him how my class went? No, the class today was average, so what are you asking? I really want to check it on my phone. Waiting online. It's urgent tilde." Jiang Lin said with a smile in his voice. "Professor Zhou." Zhou Ruohan immediately turned to look at him. Because of her quick movements, the ponytail on the back of her head swayed slightly a few times. Her eyes sparkled. "Old. Hey, Jiang Lin, why are you here? I almost called you husband tilde." "No, I still want to scream. It's okay to scream in my heart, right? Husband, husband, husband." The get out of class had just ended and there were still quite a few students coming and going in the corridor. Jiang Lin discovered that almost every little boy who walked by couldn't help but take a look at Zhou Ruohan. I guess she has always been very popular in school. Old Jiang Lin. Am I old? Jiang Lin teased her deliberately. Sure enough, the woman who had just looked so cool and elegant suddenly became a little overwhelmed. The cold mask on her face was broken. She looked at him anxiously and said, "No, I am. Are you just embarrassed to call me husband?" Professor Zhu's cold face was eye-catching enough, and he was even more eye-catching when he looked at people innocently without being at a loss. Jiang Lin still remembered the cool and aloof persona she had worked so hard to maintain in school. But he didn't expect that his joke would break it. He sighed and quickly changed the subject. "Where is your office? She can't let her character be destroyed here. She is already attractive to people, and it will be even more so if people know that the cold and aloof professor is a whining monster." He had to work thinking about the confession of the young boy who came out of nowhere. Zhou Ruohan also noticed the students' gazes and quickly adjusted her expression. "It's at the end of the corridor. I almost broke apart, so I just wanted to hold my husband's hand and sob to explain. Luckily, I'm already a ruthless and mature professor. Hold on. I'll explain it to you when we get to the office. Close the door first, then throw your husband behind the door, and then do this and that tilde." "No, if you say so, I am looking forward to it." Jiang Lin's smile almost went up to the sky. How could it be so funny? She also feels soft-hearted, and it would be better if she could just say what's in her heart. But before the two of them reached the end of the corridor, Jiang Lin heard footsteps behind him. There were basically no people here, so the footsteps became more obvious. He turned his head and saw that it was indeed the boy named Lu Kainan. Zhou Ruohan also heard the footsteps. The roller coaster in her heart stopped for a moment, and she turned around with Jiang Lin. When he saw Lu Kainan jogging towards him, he couldn't help but frown. Lu Kainan quickly stopped in front of the two men, and then looked at Jiang Lin, who was a little tall, somewhat unnaturally. Lu Kainan is 178 centimeters tall, which is actually not short. It's just that Jiang Lin is a bit tall. The contrast was tragic. He took a small step back unnaturally and looked at Zhou Ruohan, whose face seemed to be slightly red. "Professor Zhou, I have something to tell you." After saying that, his eyes stayed on Jiang Lin for a few seconds. "Isn't it time for this sensible guy to leave?" At this time, Lu Kainan still thought that Jiang Lin was also a student, probably a graduate student or something, and he looked much older than them. Jiang Lin naturally understood the meaning in his eyes, but did not move. "I didn't say anything because I was afraid of disrupting class discipline and disturbing her class. Now that get out of class is over, can I still watch my wife being confessed to? What the hell is this?" Even the goblin clowns couldn't do that. So Jiang Lin didn't move and just stood next to Zhou Ruohan. Zhou Ruohan already frowned and said, "Do you want to ask a question?" "Of course, if it's a personal question, forget it. I won't answer it." She thought for a moment and said, "If you need any questions, you can go to the school website and find my homepage to leave a message. I will take time to answer your questions every day." After saying that, he nodded coldly, muttering in his heart, Go. Don't stop me from being intimate with my husband. My courage comes and goes in a moment. I get scared very quickly. My courage is gone in a flash." Jiang Lin looked at her cold profile, trying not to show her inner thoughts too obviously. Lu Kainan was obviously stunned for a moment, and when he saw that she was really about to leave, he quickly reached out to grab her wrist. However, his hand was quickly blocked by Jiang Lin, who was standing beside him, and he didn't touch Zhou Ruohan at all. Jiang Lin stretched out his hand quickly, and Lu Kainan's hand was pushed away. Before he could react, he heard Jiang Lin say, "Classmate, isn't this a bit rude? I think my wife has finished class, and this is her private time." This sentence made Zhou Ruohan and Lu Kainan look at him at the same time. There was a look of surprise in Zhou Ruohan's eyes, which soon turned into surprise and happiness, and she couldn't control the upward curling of the corners of her mouth. Jiang Lin looked at her like this and reached out to hug her to his side. He wanted to say, "Stop laughing. You look a little silly. You don't look like a professor at all." But he finally held back and just looked at Lu Kainan, whose eyes were wide open in front of the two of them. Jiang Lin's action of hugging Zhou Ruohan revealed his left hand, and the ring on his ring finger attracted Lu Kainan's attention. He exclaimed, somewhat unbelievingly, "So what Zhou Ruohan said about being married was true? Is this the man in front of me?" Zhou Ruohan answered quickly this time, and her tone was inexplicably a little proud, like a child showing off, "My husband and I are going to have dinner. If you have any questions, please go to the official website and leave a message on the homepage." Hubby tilde, I can finally call you hubby tilde." Jiang Lin looked at her with amusement. Looking at her sparkling eyes and the smug smile on the corner of her mouth, he suddenly felt that this was just a child who had not grown up. Then the next moment I heard the child happily discussing with me tilde. "Now that I call you hubby, it's reasonable to kiss you later, right? We've already kissed, so it's okay to touch you, right? We've already touched you. Okay, this is not a child." Before, I thought her face was red, but now it seems her face is yellow.